second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have, and my team.
Appreciate the things that you two do, you and James, right? They're decorated dudes. They're decorated dudes.
And the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have, and my team.
I mean, you're a free woman now. You're not bound by anything.
Oh, no. As long as Michael Morrissey's in power, no.
You gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. Sorry.
That's the Turtle Boy guy, right? The guy that was blogging about the whole thing. He's become this whole thing is quite a scene. These people showing up every day. Stand by with us.
Welcome to the J.F.K. live stream. James Jackson, Kevy Kev 781, Karen Reed is free. Justice for John O'Keefe. The real killers are still on the street. Let's take it up to 39,000 feet. Disclaimer. Subscribe. Hit them like buttons. Long gamers. Let's go.
Fuckery Donuts is now open.
And the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have,
What up, chat?
And my team.
I mean, you're a free woman now. You're not bound by anything.
Oh, no. As long as Michael Morrissey's in power, no.
You gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. Sorry.
That is known as Turtle Boy. That gentleman.
That's the Turtle Boy guy, right? The guy that was blogging about the whole thing. He's become this whole thing is quite a scene. These people showing up every day. Stand by with us.
Welcome to the J.F.K. live stream. James Jackson.
Welcome.
Kevy Kev 781, Karen Reed is free. Justice for John O'Keefe. The real killers are still on the street. Let's take it up to 39,000 feet.
Let's go. Man.
Disclaimer. Subscribe. Hit them like buttons. Long gamer. Let's go.
Fuckery Donuts is now open.
Man. You know how we do it. Right back
What up,
in
what
it.
up?
Kev, you hear the music this time?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Got a nice little intro I just made today. Put together a great show. It's the Saturday Night Live. We started late. We're coming in at 11:25. We had a lot of heavy hitters. The networks, the airspace was a little, it was popping. That's a good word to put it. A good way to put it. Excuse me. Yeah, we had Melanie Little on earlier, and we had the Glera coming through. Yeah. So it's a lot of space to cover. So I said, you know what? We'll jump in after that because this is the pivot. We've been talking about it. We jumped on the live the day of Karen got found not guilty, the day after that, and we've been talking about the pivot, what's next, what's going on, mainstream media. We got the outrage of John Jackson, not related to the James Jackson, a friend of John O'Keefe, who's very upset at the jurors, thinking that this was all a setup and that maybe these jurors were free Karen Reed to begin with. He was on the Vinny show. He actually went off on Vinny. He said, Vinny, you were wearing a pink. You seen that?
Yeah. Yeah, blamed him for wearing a pink tie. Yeah, Vinny, we seen you out there. And he fucking balked right back, Vinny, though. He said, hey, listen, man, I wear a red tie to every trial.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he balked back, but he kind of gave him some air time, too. You know?
He did.
I mean, and that's what you got to do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of just let shit air out a little bit, you know? I'm not saying it's right, you know?
Well, he's mad. And, you know, at the end of the day, John Jackson, not to be mistaken with A.J. Allen Jackson or the James Jackson of the Fuckery Donut Shop. John, you're pissed, but you should be mad at the investigators, and you should take a look around what's going on. You're not even you can't even answer them questions. You don't even want to go that route for whatever reason it is. Even if, let's just say, Karen did do this, which we all know she didn't. Disclaimer. We all know she didn't. But you want to say she did, John. We get it. We get it. But even if that's the case, she was getting off, my man. There's way too much reasonable doubt. I've been saying this from the jump. She didn't have a fair trial. They tried to hit. They didn't try. They did hit her with double jeopardy. I mean, she got acquitted for murder twice. He beat 2 murder trials.
Yep.
Oh, God damn. She beat 2 murder trials. Free Karen Reed. Karen Reed is free. What are we talking about here?
Is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have, and my team.
I mean, you're a free woman now. You're not bound by anything.
Oh, no. As long as Michael Morrissey's in power, no.
You got to give it up. You got to give it up. Sorry.
I'm going back to Massachusetts.
Nah, Karen, if you left, keep going.
Something's telling me I must go home.
Trust me, Karen. Stay out.
And the lights all went down in Massachusetts.
Keep running.
The day I left. her standing on her own.
You know. It all went down at the waterfall, Higgins.
There's a place where everybody goes. It's a place not everybody knows yet, although there could be any place at all. Day or night, it's where it's at, making friends there in the chat, while J.F.K. and James reenact the waterfall. And when this journey's finally at its end, we can say that all of us are friends. We stood proud and all of us stood tall, while those around us said you're wrong. We stood our ground, stayed Boston strong, thanks to J.F.K. and James' reenactment of the waterfall. There's a place where everybody goes. It's a place not everybody knows.
Yes. Yes. It's a place that everybody know. A place that not everybody knows yet. Trust and believe that.
3, 2, 1, 0.
TB12. T12, gifted 5 J.F.K. memberships. Thank you so much. What are we talking about here? Karen Reed is free. And everybody got something to say. This is the pivot, man. Telling you right now, there's a lot of people with misinformation. Now, the guy John Jackson, friends with John O'Keefe. Let me ask you this: do you think that woman, the 11th juror, you know JFK don't hold no punches, and I'm gonna ask the chat this too. Do you guys think the 11th juror knew about this Karen Reed case prior to saying she's not guilty? Do you think that she knew about this case? She claims she didn't. She claims she drove by a billboard though and see free Karen Reed, and she seen another billboard that said free Turtle Boy, and she thought it was about saving turtles or something. Do people believe that? Do we? I mean, I'm just saying, like she this is what she said. I mean, I don't care. I mean, this is what I mean. You know, turtle? I mean, this is not a slight on it. Like everybody's saying no. I believe him. No, I don't. But the only reason why I have my antennas are up, so to speak. Exactly. How could anybody not know karma? Exactly. That's where I'm at with that. That's a good way of putting it. Would bet that there's more likely there was a Commonwealth planted juror than a free Karen Reed planted juror. I'm not hold on, clerk's verdict. I'm not saying she was planted. I didn't say all that. I never said that. See, that's the shit right there, clerk's verdict, is the wordplay, right? That's like spinning this out of control, and that's no disrespect, right? And maybe that's not what you meant, but that's not what I said. I didn't say she was planted there. I said, did she know about the trial? And maybe she took it upon herself to do what she had to do for her. Only reason why I say that, because right off the rip, from the jump, from the start, she's doing interviews with everybody. She's on Turtle Boy tomorrow night. She already did Canton Confidential. She did Vinny. That doesn't make her a plant. She's fighting for justice. She knows what we know.
Yep.
You know, I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm just asking, does anybody, if you're on the other side of things, you might see it a different way.
Yeah, you're going to point the finger if you're on the other side. You're going to say, oh, yes, she did know about this, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I don't care either way. You know what I mean? I know Karen's innocent. I mean, innocent. She should be exonerated. I'm not even cool with the not guilty. And I'm not even cool with the fucking drunk driving charge that she ended up putting on herself. And that was done by
her team.
Yeah, by design. Would you believe it?
Well, I mean, I can believe it, because it was almost like, let's let them win in some aspect, And it's appealable, I'm sure.
Man, the time that gets to appeal, her probation will be done by that time.
Exactly. I mean, it's appealable. It's an appealable judgment, but it'll be over by the time, you push the fact.
She wants the case reopened, but they're not. That's the question. So let's get into some things tonight. I got a good show lined up. I go by the name of J.F.K.
I go by Kev.
James Jackson was supposed to catch a connected flight. I think he's flying the Cessna tonight.
He's always working. He's always working, that dude.
But we're here. Let me play. I'll put some videos together. Let's get into the jurors real quick, since we started there.
You wanted to hear from that neither side called to the witness stand. Was there anyone that you wanted to hear from that neither side called to the witness stand?
Definitely. I would really want to hear from Brian Higgins and Brian Albert or Nicole Albert.
You heard that, Kevin from South Boston, huh? The 11th juror wanted to hear from you.
That's right.
Was there anyone that you wanted to hear from that neither side called to the witness stand?
Definitely. I would really want to hear from Brian Higgins and Brian Albert or Nicole Albert.
What am I supposed to do? Run out front in my underwear and start running yellow tape around the fire hydrant?
I can't believe that shit, bro. I hope you get into that a little bit.
Oh, we're getting into all that, man. That's
yeah, because that shit's fucking a joke.
Let's keep it going.
Guilty or factually innocent? In your mind tonight?
Not guilty and innocent. In my personal opinion, she is innocent. I can't see his death being caused by a collision. I'm not sure if a collision happened. I've mentioned before that maybe she touched him, maybe she back up a little fast. And
so she believes two things happened that night. She believes she could have hit him, and then he went in the house and he got beat up. Two things happened that night. The only problem I have with that juror number 11, because we've been down this rabbit hole, and if you're watching, I go by the name of JFK.
I go by Kev.
And you should come on the JFK channel, because we'll have fun. The only problem I have with that, something that you, the jury, didn't really nail home, was there was a guy named Nagel who pulled up at 1224. Right? and he was right back at Karen. So for all of that to happen, he would have seen her do that. Because me, Kev, James Jackson, we've been down this rabbit hole before. Was that the first time she was on 34 Fairview? We always said that. Then the data came back that she made the 3-point turn. She took the corner on the street and Nagel let her go. And then people in the truck said they seen 2 people in the car, and then they didn't see him. And then he ended up in the house, how he ended up in the house. Well, he wasn't in the car, should I say the truck. So the point I always said was that the first time she took the corner? Was that the second time she was in front of the house? Meaning some shit like that you just said, juror number 11. She backed up and hit him, like, didn't hit him hard. They got in a little fight. She backed up. He punched the car. You bitch. Disclaimer. Sorry for the language. He got mad. He punched something, threw something, whatever it might have been. She left. She goes back around the block. That's when she bumps into Nagel. And the reason why she was so mad, because when she went back around the block, John wasn't outside, so he had to be in the house. So I always said, was that the second time when Nagel had eyes on her that she was on 34 Fairview? Could have had something happen before. But by the data, juror number 11, and by everything and by the timeline, that can't be possible. So with that being said, what you're saying, that you think that she could have backed up and hit him, that really can't be possible.
No.
Because Nagel would have seen it. Julie Nagel would have seen it, and the 2 people in the truck would have seen it. Everybody looking out the window, they would have seen it.
No.
If that little thing would have happened.
Now, like when we talk about that with Nagel and him, him letting her go at that intersection, him pulling up behind her, was Higgins' Jeep there at that time?
Yeah.
So that's.
But see, Karen never speaks on that though. See,
well, see like, and with her not speaking on that, I mean, when did Higgins leave? Like, could he have left when John was coming up, like walking in, and that's when shit went down? And Higgins realized he hurt him real bad and he left. And then he called Brian Albert later on that night.
Well, he left at 1:30, but the Jeep was there. He testified. That's what he said. The Jeep was there. Allegedly, the Jeep was there. But see, Karen never testified when she pulled up, she seen Higgins' Jeep. And she never testified that when she was sitting there just waiting for John to come out, that she seen Nagel pull up alongside of her.
Yeah.
Which always makes me believe that she was definitely in a blackout at that particular space and time. In that space and time, she didn't have all her wits with her. As time went on and Scanlon came out and started filling in the blanks, maybe some of her memory started coming back.
God damn.
Hit a curb or got too close to him and he had to step away or something. But a curb or got too close to him and he had to step away or something. But I don't think her car pushed John O'Keefe to death, that pushed him away and made him hit his head on the floor and kill him. So
through all of that.
So keep in mind, right? The reason why she believes that she backed up is because they really didn't defend or go into the key cycles. They really didn't say, no, she didn't back up 24 miles per hour. So she's speaking from a space where, okay, maybe she, based on the evidence, she did back up, but she didn't hit him and his head didn't get split. So the car never made impact with him.
Yeah.
But she, but based on the evidence, she did back up because we really never disputed that. We never disputed that she didn't back up. We didn't say, yo, key cycle 1162 is from Dighton. We never went into that. We kind of stayed away from that. All we wanted to go with was there was no collision. So based on what she knows, that's the reason why she's saying that.
Curb or got too close to him and he had to step away or something. But I don't think her car pushed John O'Keefe to death, that pushed him away and made him hit his head on the floor and kill him. So
go through all of this. So I went in with a very open mind, but definitely leaning toward that she was guilty.
Jimenez says what changed her mind is when she went looking for something in the more than 200 pieces of evidence.
Like
she won't say what that something was, but says she didn't find it.
And it was one big part that...
I like what you said right there. All the backup stuff bores me. I think it was all junk science. And you know what? I agree with that too, Kelly. I really wasn't a big fan of all that shit because I don't know. Like look, what did it do? You know? What did it do at the end of the day?
And you're right, but when you think of it, they're trying to fucking line up fucking key cycles and a fucking phone and a fucking GPS. They got fucking 5 things. I mean, they were really trying to pinpoint shit, and that's why they got deep into that shit.
And she was guilty to start. This woman right here, she said she went in with a guilty
200
mindset.
Pieces of evidence. She won't say what that something was.
Got too close to him and he pushed him away and made him hit his head on the floor and kill him. So
go through all of this. So I went in with a very open mind, but definitely leaning toward that she was guilty.
She was leaning towards that she was guilty.
Jimenez says what changed her mind is when she went looking for something in the more than 200 pieces of evidence. She won't say what that something was, but says she didn't find it.
And it was one big part that led me closer to there's a lot of doubt here. I'm not there to say the defense's story was right or wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there could have been other circumstances that happened. So I think there was things that we saw, things that we heard, the evidence that could have fit that scenario. So again, that's the whole doubt.
Now look at this piece of shit. Now this is what you call racist. This guy's such a racist clown.
Yeah,
man.
he is.
I can't even believe that they let him on court TV. Look at how racist this guy is.
Her saying, and she's the one from Brazil. I just think it's disgraceful. Her saying, and she's the one from Brazil. I think that he was walking.
Like, yo, bro, why do you got her picture up like that, you fucking piece of trash, huh?
Right?
You wrong. 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 You wrong.
Clown! You are a clown! A clown! You are a clown! A clown!
Around in his socks. There's
Look at the way he's talking, too. He's like mimicking her, mocking her.
no evidence of that. I think how you say her car touched him in the snow in his socks, she's making it up. In my country.
Oh, man, you are
What
a
the fuck?
clown.
You went there.
You are a clown! A clown! 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 You are a clown! A clown!
That he was
You are a
walking
clown! A
around
clown!
in his socks. There's no evidence of that. I think how you say her car touched him in the snow in his socks, she's making it up. In my country.
You know?
Let me just say this. I said this before, right? Heroin is a hell of a drug. Alcohol is the number one killer. Gambling is the silent killer. But there's something that's worse than all that addiction. And that's fucking fame. Trust me when I say, these people who think they're famous, there's something about them, man. It's exaggeration of self. Delusional accountability. Exaggeration of self, delusional accountability. This dude's exaggerating who he is. Who the fuck are you, dude? Who are you, buddy? You're not going to be in the movie. I'm doing the movie. It's me. It's Maki. I'm doing the Karen Reed movie, and you can't be in it. Vinny can be in it, but no Johnny. You can't be in the fucking movie. Are you talking shit about Spanish people? Brazilian? Colombian? What's wrong with you, buddy? Are you okay? Fuck's wrong with you, bro? Go ahead.
Nah, I'm fucking right there with you. I mean, and you know, here's a guy that's on fucking court TV. I mean, I don't know why they would pick people like that. You know, I mean, he's got no right talking shit about that woman. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, he's picking this shit apart. I mean, that's part of our civil duty. That could have been any one of us up there. You know, and you know, as fucked up as we've seen a few things, that's how the judicial system works. I mean, when you pick jurors like this, they're going to fucking speak on, you know, factual evidence, reasonable doubt. The proof is given to them. I mean, you're bashing them because you didn't get your outcome or you didn't get your fucking answer. But, you know, they're just sorting out what they got dealt with.
Say that one more time, man.
They're just sorting out what they got dealt.
Oh, man, we got to take it up to 39,000. Kev dropping them balls once again. God damn, Kev. Let's go.
Let's go, people.
Yeah, 39,000. Chat, how we feeling tonight? Karen Reed is free. Yes. You know, and the crazy thing about this guy, right? As Kev just said, they were just sorting out what they were dealt with. And, you know, back to what I said, they didn't even know nothing about the key cycles and things like that. So they just went on with what they went on.
Yep.
They went on with what they knew. And they seen Akra come through. And they said, wow, this doesn't make any sense. And she said, there's anybody I wanted to see in testimony, fucking Johnny D. She wanted to see your boy Higgins. She wanted to see your boy Big, Bad, Brian, A, Nicole, She wanted to see Julie with the fucking donuts. What type of donuts do you like? I like the lemon donuts. I like the crullers. I even like a fucking glaze stick. Anybody know where I can get a glaze stick? Do they even sell them anymore, Kevy Kev?
I don't know, but Dunkin' Donuts got a new one, orange glaze.
They got an orange glaze?
They got an orange glaze.
Can I wear black if I eat the orange glaze?
Yeah.
And the thing is, right? The thing is about it is they hid everybody from the jury, Johnny. And you're sitting there saying it was a fair trial. So everything, like Kevy Kev, what did you say? Say that again. Say it in your words. They what?
You know, the fucking jury. I mean, people are out there bashing on them, talking shit. They're just dealing with what they got dealt with. I mean, they're exploring the evidence that was laid before them. I mean,
Cynthia,
simple
what up?
as that.
Right. And so here's the deal, buddy. Everything you know about, and guess what, pal? If that would have went down, Johnny D, the way you thought it was going to go down, with them hiding everything from the jury, hiding Higgins, hiding Brian, Brian A, Chris A, all the culprits, Colin. If it would have went down the way you wanted it to, it would have never been fair. And y'all had an unfair trial hiding Proctor, everybody you hid. And we still came out on top, and now you're bitching? When it wasn't even a fair trial, y'all had your finger on the scale? I mean, my man was coming in at 152, and you had a fighter coming in at 205. The shit ain't even, bro. It's not the same weight class.
That's right.
And you're mad because you got knocked the fuck out? So now you don't know what to do, right? You don't have no more logic. You ran out of logic. So what do you do? What do you do, homeboy? What do you do?
In my country, maybe her car touch him.
What the fuck do you do? You crash out. You crashed out. I've been on top of you for the last 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks I've been on you. And this right here, I thought the other one was a crash out. This is the biggest crash out there is. We can't let a sneak like this get away. This is the pivot. They all must go down. Fuck this dude.
That's right.
You racist piece of shit. My kids are Spanish. So what do you got to say? Their grandfather talks the way you're talking. That's your problem, not me problem. That's how he speaks. Is that an issue with you, my man? I got my girl right now. Laura Pike. She's driving around Puerto Rico on a fucking Yamaha QT with a blown head gasket. She needs to put oil in that shit, right?
God damn.
God damn, that shit's blowing blue smoke all over the island. That shit ain't right. I'm just saying. You ran out of logic, so you took a shot. That's what suckers do. That's what bipolar bears do. That's what people suffering from fame who think they're famous do. You're not famous, buddy. The day Karen Reed got found not guilty, you were picking tail lights up in the parking lot. And then after that's all said and done, a couple of days, in 48 hours, you're being racist towards one of the jurors because she's from Brazil.
That's
Do
right.
you know Brazilians? Do you know most Brazilian guys? You know where MMA comes from, right? You know Brazilian dudes are very tough, right? They know all that.
Yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They will fuck you up, bro. Fast. I'm sure somewhere in her bloodline, her family, her man, they know that shit. And you're running your mouth. Because you think Donald Trump's in office? He's going to save you? You ain't Donald Trump, my man. You think you're famous, bro. You're suffering from delusion. Delusional accountability. You're putting the accountability, delusional accountability on this woman. She did nothing wrong. What did she do? Kev, talk to him.
She was fucking. She was dealt. Just the cards she was dealt. That's what happened. I mean, she went right through it. She could only deal with what was dealt to her to come up with their answer. All of them. You know. You can't change that. You know, I mean, this guy's all upset about all the shit, like you said, that didn't come in. And we all know, we all rightfully know that all that evidence that wasn't brought upon these jurors would have fucking twisted their minds. You know, this guy right here,
all right,
he's
that
puppy that steps in his own dog shit.
Listen what he said right here.
Hank Brennan needed a translator.
Karen Reed. He never knew that Hank Brennan needed a translator.
All right, now, I never realized Hank Brennan needed a translator.
Karen. Johnny D, we ain't letting you go, buddy. You're a clown. Vinny, if you're watching this, don't let that dude on your show anymore. I did a show before already, Vinny, talking about who are these clowns you're putting on your show. Man, that might have been 2-3 months ago now that I think about it. I've been on top of this dude for a long time now. Because you're in a position where you're supposed to take a neutral stance. And you're not. You're running your mouth. Now we're seeing the fame get to your head. You think you're famous. You love the fact that when you walked out that courthouse, they booed you. You love that. You think you're Ric Flair. You think this is fucking you think you're Ric Flair in the 80s and shit. You're a heel. Nah, man. This is not scripted shit, bro. We don't like you, period. We don't like anything about you. You're trying to play the heel in a storyline, but this is real life. This is not doing anything for you. You're not making no money on court TV. They didn't give you nothing. You're not going to be in the movie. You guys are done. Your whole crew are done. There's nothing you could do. Now you're going to go after the jurors. That's the only thing you could do. And say how the jurors were biased and how the jurors were free Karen readers and this whole shit was rigged. That's the only thing your crew can do to keep your algorithm going. But you guys are not smart enough because you know what? You guys are racist deep down inside. You're a racist. Your other man's flamboyant. Your other man, God bless him. I hope he gets his shit straight. He's dying and shit. I mean, he's not looking too well. I mean, I don't want to say that. Hopefully he beats whatever he's going through. God bless him. But, I mean, he needs to get right with himself. And then the girl, she's about to violate her probation any day. She's one blunt away from going to framing here. So, I mean, y'all need to check yourself, man, before you wreck yourself. You're not famous. You're not important. You guys are delusional. Karen Reed is free.
That's right.
After getting railroaded, after beating 2 murder trials. Not 1, 2.
Yeah, baby.
You know how hard it is to beat the charge of murder? She did it twice. And that leads me to go to this guy right here. He's a judge.
Oh, man.
He retired. His name's Honorable Judge Jack Lew. I mean, my man, you're fucking retired. You know better. Well, here's the thing. he's going against Karen, saying that she's still guilty. But that just means you don't even believe in our legal system. You're a judge. You're supposed to believe in the system, man. The system that took you to the dance. And from somehow or another, you don't believe. And this is what this judge got to say.
Reed killed Mr. O'Keefe. They just couldn't prove it to a jury. And in America, that means you're not guilty. It does not, I repeat, it does not mean that you are innocent.
Okay, it doesn't mean that she's innocent. Okay, cool, Judge. All right, Your Honor. It doesn't mean that you fucking it doesn't mean that you're not eating milk and cookies at night. Look at you, bro. You got crumbs dripping down your lips. You eating them invisible bagels again, fucking Judge Honorable Jack Lou?
Fucking zebra cakes?
Fucking zebra cakes late night? Little Debbie is your best friend?
Fuck.
Invisible bagels, huh?
She had a lot of nerve saying to that microphone that I want justice for Mr. O'Keefe.
She had a lot of nerve?
She's if there was anybody that wanted justice for John,
killed Mr. O'Keefe. They just couldn't prove it to a jury. And in America, that means you're not.
In America,
what am I supposed to do? Run out front my underwear and start running yellow tape around the fire hydrant?
That dude, man.
The pivot, man. Do you see what's going on here? Everybody's talking crazy.
He says in his interview, they didn't protect me. They didn't protect me and my family. Like, are you fucking kidding me? They didn't even get brought up on the stand this fucking time around. They didn't protect you? That's bullshit.
Right?
You know, he's over there knocking the fucking system, all right? Same shit with this judge. They're knocking the fucking system, but they ain't fucking crying when the fucking paycheck comes in every fucking month. Fucking retired. They're both retired.
But the judge...
Mr. O'Keefe. They just couldn't prove it to a jury. And in America, that means you're not guilty. It does not, I repeat, it does not mean that you are innocent. She had a lot of nerve saying to that microphone that I want justice for.
That's not what she said, though.
No.
She said there was nobody, there's nobody that fought harder to get justice for John than I did in my team, which is factual. She showed you everywhere where to point to. The feds were involved, gave 3,000 pieces of paperwork, and they don't want to do anything. Put them in a room, man. Put them in a room. Investigate these fools. You're a judge, man.
Dude, they need to be put in a room, JFK. You're right, you know? That's how that shit works, man. None of them, nobody got put in a fucking room. Nobody got interrogated the right way. And they all know it. They all
think about that. Know it. Think about that judge, man. Think about how many times, man, a dude violated probation, right? And probation surrenders or anything like that. And the guy might have had a record and maybe he didn't do something. But the way that guy looks at it, he did enough. He did enough in his life. So I'm going to hit him with this. Taking the law in their own hands. Because why would you say that? Why wouldn't you just say the right thing? Even Morrissey said the right thing. Morrissey said the jury spoke. That's what you're supposed to say. The jury said what they said. Listen, I asked one of my lawyer's friends when this first started last year. I said, do you think she's guilty or innocent? He said, you know what? I believe what the jury says. That's how lawyers look at it. Most lawyers will say, hey, man, if she's found guilty, she's fucking guilty. If she's found not guilty, then she's fucking not guilty. They don't really have an opinion.
Yep.
That's the system that we're in. And that's the system we're all under. So to act like you're above it, even being a judge when you worked in it and you're supposed to stand on it, that goes to show you, I mean, how many people did this dude lock up?
Huh. With that attitude?
That's what I'm saying.
He smoked people. Just like you said.
Did he believe and agree with the judge? Did he believe and agree with the judge? Who's that? Sandra.
She might be talking about Johnny. That Johnny Jackson. I don't know. He didn't mention too much about the judge and her actions.
No, he didn't. Is FBI still investigating? Well, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, people out there, you can see when JFK is talking about the pivot is they're trying to circle back and point the finger right back at fucking Karen Reed. And it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
And the thing is, it's like, but they opened up the door now, the McAlberts and everybody. They went on platforms. They did it. So now it's like, all right, come on this one. Come on that one. And the other ones are going to ask different questions. What about the butt dial? What about this? What about that? What about this? Now we're going to get into it. We're 52 minutes in. We're going to get into that interview. And believe me, your man JFK is going to get into it because there's things that I seen that I could tell you right now. I know there's a lot of people that went over this video. From the Glare went over it today. I see Micro Darts did a video of it. Melanie Little probably went over it. I don't know if she did or not. I know a language expert, a body dude expert. I checked that out yesterday. Very interesting stuff from everybody. But there's something that I noticed. Just like I noticed the heel toe. The Glare calls it the dance, but the Glare, come on, stop it. It's the heel toe. You played the video way back when I did the video, and I called it the heel toe. That's what it is. It's not no dance. It's called the heel toe. Let's put it in the right perspective. It's the heel toe, bro. It's a balance. It's a boxing move. You want to fight. I don't know. He calls it the dance jig. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but whatever. That's what he calls it. But where we're from, it's the heel toe.
It's all about to neutralize your balance, man, for when you're ready.
Yeah. It's the heel toe to me, man. I mean, I just, that's something that I came into the game with. And the Glare, piece to the Glare, because he actually played that video. I just don't know when people say he did a little dance and this and that. No, call it the heel toe. Because when you call it the heel toe, the reason why I stay by that, be clear, disclaimer, is because if you get someone like Mike Tyson, Mayweather, I'm just saying anybody in that type of fighting world says, oh, what do you mean he did the heel toe? Well, what? He did the heel toe? Let me see the video. Oh, yeah. He was about to fight. Yeah. Like, what if Tyson came out and said, nah, he was about the beef? That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, call it for what it was.
And who else knows about the heel toe? Big Brian A.
Big Bad Brian A. Exactly. He knows about the fucking heel toe.
Yep.
I'm all about putting the shit in the right context. Because it happened. We don't have to put it in. We don't have to subliminalize it. And it happened. That's what we seen. And everybody missed it. And I seen it back when the trial was going on last May. I said, yo, he did the heel toe. That's when I said, bingo, he did the heel fucking toe. He looked around. He did the heel toe. And nobody does the heel toe for nothing. So the fact that needs to be put out there still, because it hasn't. It's still something that gets slept on. That one little part, the heel toe. Why did he do that?
He was flexing himself,
You know, I mean, that's where we're at now. That's where we're at right now. Karen Reed is free. Now we want justice for John O'Keefe. And that's just something to throw to John Jackson. That's the reason why I'm saying that. Like, John Jackson, did you see the video? Did John ever, did you ever go to the gym with John? Did he ever jump rope? Yeah, he jumped rope all the time. Let me ask you a question. If someone was in John's face, John Jackson, if someone was, basically punking John, would he go for it? Would he walk away or would he fuck shit up? See, as much as we don't like John Jackson, right, because he runs his mouth, right, or he's against Karen,
he could answer some questions.
He could answer some questions, and if he turns around and says, you know what?
He would. Yeah. He would fucking step to somebody. If he said shit like that, then you know what? It's taken a better look at that waterfall. Let him understand what was going on.
And back to the pivot, like we said, like, so now they opened up the door, right? At first, the mainstream media is doing what they do. They said, hey, Proctor, do this video for us. And, if you do the video, and we'll air it and we'll try to get your job back. It can help you, Proctor. And he's like, cool, no problem. And he was gambling that, okay, I'll do the video. And if I do the video, hopefully she gets found guilty. You air this video. It shines me up like $1 million. And somehow the public perception agrees with me. And I get my job back. He had tunnel vision. He wasn't looking at everything he did. He was looking one way. He didn't see the brick wall to the left. He didn't see the helicopter coming to the right. He crashed out. And the mainstream media didn't give a fuck about you, Proctor, because they aired it the night Karen Reed got found not guilty. Would you believe it? Then the very next, then they aired another one the next night on NBC. You went from ABC to NBC. And then the very next night, as we're live, me and Kev, we get the word that the family did a video. Big Bad Brian A. and Chris A's crying. And I can't believe it. I'm like, nah, no way they did a video. And everybody's like, nah. J.F.K, they did a video. And me and Kev, I'm online. Kev is like, I'm trying to find it. I'm Googling. The time I got off the live, I got 1 million inboxes. Everybody inboxing me this video from Nightline now. So it was Dateline. No, it was 2020. Dateline, then fucking Nightline. So
it was a crazy night, bro.
Yeah, it was a crazy night. So my point being is that now you guys went to the media for help, and you guys assume that this is going to help. You already seen what it did to Proctor. Now, Big Bad Brian A., the whole family stepped up. You guys going to have to speak again, because that was a light interview. Very light.
Things didn't come out right in that interview, I'll tell you. I mean, he was being pretty sarcastic when he said, "What am I supposed to do? Run out in my boxer shorts after a cold night's sleep? After drinking and wrap yellow caution tape around the scene?"
Hey, Proctor, I heard you were crying, Proctor.
Tough.
God damn, Proctor, look at you cry.
Tough.
Proctor! She's a cunt, Proctor. She got a balloon knot. You hope she kills herself.
Tough. Tough. Tough.
You ain't getting your shit back, buddy.
God damn.
He's fucked.
God damn, Proctor. Mark S, what up? All my mods, Cheryl S, what up? Making changes, what up? World is watching, what up? LG, what up? Kelly R, what up? Inside my bones, what up? Laura Pike, what up? 39,000. Look at this clown. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough when you crash out.
Tough. Tough.
Proctor, you know how many dudes are writing appeals right now in Shirley Mack's Dedham House of Correction over your bullshit? You fucking idiot. They're all coming home.
Tough.
That's tough, you fucking clown. Everybody's coming home, Proctor. Thank you.
This is it. This is it. This is life. The one you get. So go and have a ball.
This is it, buddy. This is it.
Yep.
This is it. This is it. This is life. The one you get. So go and have a ball.
This is your life, Proctor. I know it's tough.
Tough. Tough. Tough.
This is it. This is it. This is life. The one you get. So go and have a ball.
God damn, boy.
This is it. This is it. This is life. The one you get. So go and have a ball.
Tough. Tough.
One of the texts that you sent about Karen Reed is that you said hopefully she kills herself. You texted this to your sister. And that seems incredibly unprofessional for a homicide investigator speaking about his suspect.
It was made in jest. You know, it's a figure of speech.
Figure of speech?
Yes.
Do you use that commonly?
Yes. Not commonly, but it's a figure of speech I made in like jest. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Thank you, Cynthia Lynch.
Like he said it in jest, like, yeah, she should just kill herself because I'm gonna fucking smoke her ass.
she kills herself. 100% understand why people would think that. But when you have, you know, a fellow police officer around my age, 2 kids of his own, it generates an emotion. And I expressed those emotions in a negative way, which I shouldn't have. I shouldn't even, you know, been texting my friend.
What you say, Proctor?
Tough.
Someone needs to get him a napkin.
Proctor, is that you crying, buddy? So you didn't know when you made this video, right? When they aired it the night that she got found not guilty. See, Karen is not guilty. And you're fucking crying so the whole world can see. And you know what? Nobody gives a shit, bro. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, bro.
Somebody's already driving your cruiser, you fucking clown.
Status selected.
factual statements right there.
On the phone, I texted the guys at work, our work chain, that joke. No nude so far, guys. Friends, anything.
Some of his texts were with colleagues, including 2 superiors.
When we first got into her phone, the number one thing I wanted to review was location data, text messages. And when we got into the phone, I texted the guys at work, our work chain, that joke. No nude so far, guys.
Scariest phrase I think I've ever heard from a detective.
This is Alan Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, on the Howie Kai. He said the scariest phrase. Listen what he says.
Part of the actual investigation that you would do over?
I wouldn't change anything.
Nothing.
No.
We worked this case just like we always do.
Given what we now know about how this case was investigated and not investigated, for him to literally say on national TV, nah, not so much. I would work this case just the same way I'd work every other case. Every other defendant, every other defense attorney who has represented a defendant in which Michael Proctor has touched a piece of evidence should be clamoring for some sort of habeas corpus, some sort of retrial. He is
clamoring. Alan Jackson said clamoring.
Yes.
For a habeas corpus or some sort of retrial. God damn, Proctor.
Tough.
That's tough.
Tough.
Dude, he tainted his whole career, bro.
Colleagues, including 2 superiors.
When we first got into her phone, the number one thing I wanted to review was location data, text messages. And when we got into the phone, I texted the guys at work, our work chain, that joke. No nude so far, guys.
And that's what fucking killed you, bro.
Yep.
Scariest phrase I think I've ever heard from a detective.
Part of the actual investigation that you would do over?
I wouldn't change anything.
Nothing.
No.
We worked this case just like we always do.
Given what we now know about how this case was investigated and not investigated, for him to literally say on national TV, nah, not so much. I would work this case just the same way I'd work every other case. Every other defendant, every other defense attorney who has represented a defendant in which Michael Proctor has touched a piece of evidence should be clamoring for some sort of habeas corpus, some sort of retrial. He is a disaster in terms of an investigator. For him to say, maybe I should have looked at another car, maybe I should have interviewed a couple of witnesses. Are you kidding? He acts like it's an afterthought. That is your job, sir.
It's fucking truth right there.
Tough. Tough. Tough.
You know,
God damn, man. I gotta hit him with something real quick, though. You know what I gotta hit him with?
Clown.
You were in this one, Proctor.
You are a clown. A clown. You are a clown. A clown. You are a clown. A clown. You are a...
It's tough, isn't it? Isn't it tough, Proctor?
Tough. Tough. Tough.
Look at the way he's looking at him. The guy who says he doesn't know Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy put him on blast today, too. The news anchor there. He said, bro, we went out for dinner and all that. You was up my ass. Now you act like you don't know me. Look at the way he's looking at him. He's all like, see, looking at him, how sad he is and shit. Look, they're looking at him. Watch his face. He's all like concerned.
Concerned, or it's like, hit that guy right there. He heard all of it. He heard all of it in that trial.
It was made in jest.
No, what?
Tough. Tough. Tough.
One of the texts that you sent about Karen Reed is that you said hopefully she kills herself. You texted this to your sister. And that seems incredibly unprofessional for a homicide investigator speaking about his suspect.
It was made in jest. You know, it's a figure of speech.
Figure of speech?
Yes.
Do you use that commonly?
Yes. No.
Dude.
Yo, this is the craziest shit ever. I mean, this is a day. I mean, the night of Karen Reed gets free, they air this. And word has it, someone asked in the chat when he did this back in May. So go ahead. Sorry, Kev. I know you've been trying to speak.
No, I mean, just, you know, this dude, you know, he ruined his whole shit. I mean, you know, you know, he's up there trying to make a fucking. We already heard this shit on trial. I mean, that's when he should have spoke out. You know, I mean, him coming up here on these platforms and shit ain't doing nothing for him. He looking like a fucking idiot again. They ain't doing shit for him.
It blows my mind that anyone could look at this case and not see it. It's a scary thought, actually. Yep. Dishonorable discharge is a touch, clown. Kelly, I think he might be norm, not the anomaly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Innocent until proven guilty. They didn't prove it. The lead investigator, Proctor, was canned. He was dishonorably discharged. Yes, Cynthia Lynch. Talk to the people that don't know. And for anybody that just came into the JFK channel, you don't know who I am. I go by the name of JFK, and this is my Sixth Man of the Year. One of my co-hosts, Kevy Kev 781, and you could subscribe to Kevy Kev 781 right now. You go to his channel. He's got a Cash App. Kevy Kev 781 if you want to donate to Kevy Kev. Kevy Kev 781 on the Cash App. My Cash App and my Venmo is on the bottom of the stream. JFK Show Off. You guys want to hit me up over there and check out the description. And if you're new to the channel, check out my videos. Check out my Read Between the Lines playlist 1 through 24. That's in the description also. Like, subscribe, stick around. We do live streams. We're going to talk about everything life, Karen Reed, the aftermath of this Karen Reed, the pivot. I want to call it the pivot. I'm the first one to say it. I'm going to say it. This is the pivot. This is what you're seeing. It's only going to get crazier because they already opened up the door to speak into the media. They thought the media was going to save them. They thought they could come out with this and this would help them. And not everybody is media trained. You know, they had enough time to figure this shit out as far as, you know, having something down pat, and it's not coming off right. And the reason why it's not coming off right, because they're all full of shit.
You know, like the Alberts and the family, they're not, you know, they're not having an interview where they're walking in the Boston Commons feeding the ducks and shit. They're sitting in a fucking room. You know?
Right.
Fucking crying.
Sue, thank you so much. Love you, JFK. James, Common knows their addresses is coming for them all. They're going to need a whole new prison wing for all these fucks. Yep. For sure. I mean, it's not aging well. It's just not, it's doing what it's doing. And now they opened up the door. They went to the media. Now what? Now Ted Daniels is like, hey, you did something with Nightline, do something with me.
Yeah.
If you guys got balls, go on. If you guys have balls, come on my show. Go on the Young Jerk show. You would dare. You went on mainstream media, and we're going to get to it right now. We're going to get to it right now, ladies and gentlemen, because never forget what Matty M on the backup said.
Texted your wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert, quote, tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yeah, that's part of the same text. Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
The guy.
And he didn't even get brought up on the stand. They hid his ass. They fucking hid this guy's ass.
They did.
You know, where is he? Fucking, you know, how come? Yeah, they need to answer. They should be asked all these questions.
They all got hidden, like you said. And let me just say this: when all these people stepped to Nightline and did the interview, there's one person who was missing. And that was Julie Albert, the one who brought the donuts. She wasn't there. Chris was there. Julie was there too. Julie's trying to act like Julie was there that morning. Julie dropped Chris off. Keep in mind, 4:55 a.m.
Who else wasn't there? There was one other person that wasn't there either.
There was two other people who weren't there, if you want to get technical.
Yep.
Every turn.
There's two people who wasn't there. She
Because
wasn't
I was
there
having
either.
Jen get the baby blankets to wrap around him.
Kerry wasn't there. Right? And our boy. You watch it tonight, right, bro?
Hey, man, what's up, guys? Kevin from South Boston.
Hey, man, what's up, guys? Kevin from South Boston.
Hey, I appreciate the things that you two do, you and James, right? They're decorated dudes.
We got to get into it. Let's go!
This fucking dude.
Big Bad Brian A. Look at this guy.
The criminal justice system has let us down at every turn. And yesterday was the final letdown. And that's why we're here.
We were just witnesses. This is a thing that
We had nothing to do with.
Watch this dude fumble up his words.
nothing to do with. We weren't. We hadn't. We weren't.
What?
We hadn't. We weren't. We hadn't.
We weren't. We hadn't.
The fuck are you talking about, Chris A?
Spit it the fuck out.
You the last one at the bar, right? See, let's go down the line. You're the last one at the bar, right? But you was on a diet. Do you remember you testified you was on a diet? So you didn't want to go make pizza. Now, my grandfather, man, he's Paziali Bakery. OG, right? It was his father and him. The Paziali Bakery. 24 hours a day out there in the North End. Ralphie, you out there? You know what it is, cuz. Right? Listen. And my grandfather used to always tell me when he brought a pie home or he'd make a pie, he'd say, Randy, pizza's good for you. Right? The fuck are we talking about here? Right? But see, here's the thing. It's more good for you than the shit you ordered. You ordered what? Potato skins and some fried chicken fingers? The pizza was probably better for you, man. The cheese got protein. Probably less calories. But you was on a diet and you stayed all the way to 12:15 and you guzzled your beer and you stood in front of John O'Keefe and you gave him a hand gesture like this. And John looked to the left, he looked to the right, he looked right past you and he left. And that's right after at 11:58, if you look at the tape, the whole you manhandling Higgins went down. And we always say, right? Why did a pizza man manhandle an ATF agent? And you stayed, but you was on a diet and you said you didn't want to go to the bar. You said, my wife came to drop clothes off. It's a ritual. So wait a minute. You knew a blizzard was coming and you made your wife 5 minutes up the street you live. You made your wife drop off clothes so you could go down. So you changed up and then you went down there to hang out. So she dropped off clothes and you went there to hang out. Or was that just a lie to make it seem like I didn't even want to go out? I've been working all day. I was full of fucking, I was soiled in subs and ketchup and tomato sauce. And I changed up and I went down there and I was forced to go down there because I'm a working man. But that doesn't make any sense because nobody gives a shit at the waterfall at 11 o'clock p.m. Right when you got there like right before 10. Like 9:30, no one gives a shit. The local pizza man. Everybody knows you're the pizza man. Nobody cares if you're in a brand new alligator shirt, if you're in a brand new polo. No one cares if you put the Versace cologne on. Nobody gives a fuck, Chris, because you're the pizza man.
That's right. Nobody gives a fuck if you fucking smell like an Italian sub.
So you didn't change, my man. Your wife was at C.F. McCarthy's and you met her down there. And you know who else was at C.F. McCarthy's right before they got to the waterfall? Isn't that funny? Couple of people you might know, Chris. Couple of people you might have alerted to. And the people that don't know, C.F. McCarthy's is dead next to Kisses. D&E Pizza, the pizza shop that Chris owns. So if they're coming back from New York, Big Bad Brian A., his brother who's leading this whole thing, whatever the fuck you want to call this, and Big Bad Brian A. and Higgins is talking about whatever they're talking about, and the conversation comes up about, hey, do you know I was talking to that guy, that, the cute girl, Karen? I was talking to her behind the kid, the Boston cop's back. And he's in the car with Kevin, Albert, and he's in the car with Big Bad Brian A. So now they're talking to Chris on the way home. And Chris goes, hey, do you want me to invite? I just seen them walk inside C.F. McCarthy's. Do you want me them to invite them over to the waterfall so we could get down to the bottom of this? So, Chris, you could sit there and say you were just a witness and you didn't do nothing. No, buddy. You did it all. You set this whole shit up, fuck boy.
The criminal justice system has let us down at every turn. And yesterday was the final letdown. And that's why we're here.
We were just witnesses. This is a thing that
We had nothing to do with.
we hadn't
came and told the truth. And that's it. This is a guy that was murdered.
This is the guy. The guy.
There we go again.
The guy.
Yep.
It's atrocious for that family.
Atrocious for that family. For that family? Why can't you say the O'Keefe family? You don't want to say that, do you, buddy? Do you? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, does this look like an innocent man to you? I said, does this look like an innocent man to you? Big Bad Brian A. We coming for you, boy.
That's right. Fuck.
Hey, Barrows.
That is outrageous. We are outraged.
For that family, huh, buddy?
Yeah.
They've dehumanized us.
Touch this case has been called a murder at some point.
And anyone who's friends with us support cop killer.
Sad for John's family and what happened yesterday, and I feel like they didn't get justice for him, and our lives just changed forever.
We took what we thought was the high road. Right. Let the court do its.
Our lives changed forever. You took the high road. Really? So do you want to explain Maddie McCabe at 4:45? 4:15, the day of. The day of. The day this shit went down on, what is it? January 29th,
That's right.
2022 at 4:15. You said that if she pleads out, it will be over. If not, it will be an episode. How crazy is that? What do you feel about this dude, Matty M, on the backup, Kevy Kev?
He's fucking. He's a grease. He's slimy too. You know, for say, I mean, those are his own thoughts. See, it's one thing on the phone, but when you got to think about what you're gonna fucking type into that phone, you're touching base on it a couple of times, and then you got to hit send. Those are his own thoughts. I mean, that just shows you where they were in that fucking moment. They were still fucking trying to push that shit away from them. I think he's a fucking dirtbag, man. I think that all these people, they had a chance to speak up about it. And they didn't. They're going to live a lie. That shit's going to backfire.
What was your first impression of this guy when you very first heard him? Do you believe anything this guy said?
No. No, I mean, he was a little, he was a little aggressive. Like, he was a wise ass. Like, he's an aggressive dude, too. He come at Turtle Boy up on the stands back when this shit all started at a lacrosse game. And he's a punk, you know? You know, I don't think he's part of that whole circle though, like you think. You know?
No. He's married to Jen McKay, bro.
Yeah. I know, but when I look at him, he don't fit the script of like he's a pretender. You know what I'm saying?
Super sticker. Where is Chris's wife?
You know, they all were real fucking, you know, Jen McCabe and him, they were all over the map. You know, this dude was creeping up the street, fucking, you know, they're still out there. I mean, he was, you know, if they were, what I mean by that is like, if they were trying to put together a plan, this dude was just chiming in at the wrong times, and he was fucking shit up, you know. You know, he's that dude you'd have to pull aside and say, yo, bro, you need to chill the fuck out. You're about to blow this shit fucking wide open. You know what I'm saying? He speaks out of turn. He's trying to fit in. I think for one moment when they're texting this shit back and forth like this, Big Brian A is not thinking, man, what the fuck are these dudes doing? What's this fucking... Yo, you need to call he's telling his wife, you need to call your fucking sister and have your sister talk to this motherfucker and put him in line. I think it got to the point, you notice how there's a gap in between them. They're all not sitting together either. In that interview. You know, they've been knocking that. They've been, you know, they're trying to knock the system. You know, they're trying to fucking bash the way the judicial system was ran during this trial, saying that they didn't get any fucking support. You know, their families have been exposed, and you know, our lives are fucking have changed forever. I mean, come on.
Matty M was on the backup. He was there the whole time. Be clear. Matty M was right next to Karina's husband, and he was yapping it up, and he kept looking over. He knew exactly what was going on. He's a big guy, and come to find out, his dad was a boxer too, so he might have known how to throw a left and a right. He's a big dude, man. It don't take much for someone to sucker you or push you down. He knows what's going on. Remember, the very next day, man, what he said, what he texted.
Yeah.
I'm getting it now. I'm just setting it up. So you don't think he's down with these people? Like, you think he's on a... Thank you, Amy Smith, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Amy Smith coming through.
I think he's that family member that, like, you know, wants to be like Brian A. And you know, that's how I feel. He's down to, you know, he was involved, you know, but he's just trying a little extra too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this motherfucker was involved. Listen what he said.
It will end. If she fights it, it will be an episode.
Oh, my God. She? I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed.
I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed. Pleads out, it will end if she fights it, it will be an episode.
Oh, my
Who's she? Yes. Pleads out, it will end if she fights it, it will be an episode. She liked the text about it. Yes. Pleads out, it will end if she fights it, it will be an episode.
Oh, my
Who's she? I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed. She liked the text about yes. Pleads out, it will end. If she fights it, it will be an episode.
Who's she?
I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed. She liked.
Keep in mind, people, this is at 4 p.m. the same day it goes down. So common sense would dictate, okay? Let me break it down real quick. There's two things that people don't even think of when they think of this shit, right? Because there's so many things, pieces, right? Number one is this. That day, Jennifer McKay met Kerry Roberts that morning. Kerry Roberts starts acting crazy, talking shit about Karen, going against Karen, yelling at Karen, and all of a sudden Jen McKay takes Kerry's side, not knowing exactly what happened. Very suspicious. Why, when you know Karen, would you take Kerry's side, a person who you don't know? That's one. Two, the very next day they're having a powwow at the house. They don't know exactly what went on. Why wouldn't they just call Karen?
Exactly.
If me and you were hanging out, me, you, James, Coach Brad, Donnie, couple of our girls we know, right, with us, right? I mean, the night before something goes down and now someone gets found dead in front of your house, and we all go back to your house and be like, what do you mean, Kevy? Fucking homeboy was dead in front of your house. Yeah, we think the girl, homeboy's girlfriend did it. Some of them know her better than others. You know her. I know Karen. I'm Brian A. I don't really know her. I met her that night. Well, call her up. Tell her to come by here. The fuck happened?
Right.
Call her up.
Exactly.
By the way, we're cops. That's one. I mean, that's two. So number one, why would Jen automatically take Kerry's side for talking shit and buddy up with Kerry, a person she don't even know? Two, why wouldn't they just call Karen? You don't ever see him once call Karen like, hey, how are you doing? What exactly happened, Karen? No one called Karen. You got these group messages talking amongst yourself, but you don't even really know what happened. You mean to tell me, as nosy as fucking Jen McCabe is, they're all on group chats, she's not going to play Karen's friend and get to the bottom of what happened and trip Karen up? And then report it back to her group? Like, I just talked to Karen. She told me that John jumped out the car and she threw it in reverse, and then John did a backflip and landed on his head. She's not going to do that? Of course she doesn't want to call Karen. She don't want to call Karen because she's in the middle of setting her up. She don't want to alert Karen to what's going on. And the third thing is, everybody is in the house, and we're going to get to that. Big Bad Brian A. and Higgins is in the house, right?
Yep.
Two decorated dudes. They cleared the scene. Everybody's gone. The lawn is free. You mean to tell me the two decorated dudes, never mind anybody else, the two decorated dudes wouldn't go out to that flagpole where John was found and take a look around and do their own investigation?
They definitely would have, dude. Those are two dudes that would, go into Walmart with a fucking gun. You know what I'm saying?
So these are the little things John Jackson, Peggy O'Keefe. Because listen, Matty M on the backup. You were 100% involved. You're going down too. Because you said this at 4 o'clock.
The text about yes. Pleads out, it will end. If she fights it, it will be an episode.
Oh my. You got to answer to that, you dumb motherfucker. You got to answer to that. You know why? Because you already went on the news. Now you got to go on our news, the new media. Keep talking.
Job.
It would take 30 to 50 people. You'd have to have multiple cops on two different police departments. And silly this is. And great question. I don't understand how people bought this.
I want everybody to look at Big Bad Brian A.
Immediately thought something had happened to one of her children or one of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6. It's 6.
It's 6.
Look at him.
It's
6:30 in the morning right now.
And what? John's dead out.
Look at him.
Immediately thought something had happened to one of her children or one of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6. It's 6.
It's 6.
Why are you wording everything she's saying? You sticking right to the script, huh, bro? You're nervous as shit, my man.
One of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6. It's 6.
It's 6. It's
6:30 in the morning right.
Your life is on the line, bro. You ain't gonna do too good in the joint, bro.
Fuck no.
Immediately thought something had happened to one of her children or one of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6. It's 6.
Look at his quirks coming right out, man. He's everything she's saying, he's saying, look.
It's 6. It's
6:30 in the morning right now.
And what? I think John's dead out front.
John's dead out front.
I said, what the are you talking about, Jen? And I'm like,
what the fuck are you talking about, Jen? John's dead out front.
Oh, I mean, think about that. So what, he was under the covers and shit, and he's like, what the fuck you talking about, Jen? No, the motherfucker jumped up and was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And looked out the fucking window.
You was up there with Nicole, right? Donnie Wahlberg's your friend.
Nasty.
Still didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what different police departments. And silly this.
I feel like they didn't get justice for him, and
I love you, Nicole. We love you, Nicole. I love you, Nicole.
Lost in a dream, don't know which way to go. If you were all that you seem, then baby I'm moving way too slow. I've been a fool before, wouldn't like to get my love caught in the slamming door. How about some information, please? Oh!
Didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what she was talking about because
in the morning right now.
And what? I think John's dead out front. I said, what the are you talking about, Jen? And I'm like, who? I didn't know.
You still didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what she was talking about because why would John be out front of my house?
Go outside.
Why would John be out in front of your house? Why not?
You knew he was coming there.
You mean to tell me when Jen McCabe was running around the house texting John, where you at? You went back at me. She never once mentioned to you, Big Bad Brian A?
John's
that, hey,
here.
man, John's here. No one ever brought it to your attention, to your house. Hey, John's outside. Can he come in?
Yeah.
You? Wait a minute. This guy right here? You ain't gonna run it by you? This guy?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This one's explosive.
Where was Higgins? Where was Higgins? Where was Kevin? Where's Kevin from South Boston?
Where are you, Kevin?
This is
Where
Kevin
you
from
at?
South Boston.
Who is it?
Is this Higgins?
Is this Higgins?
Is that you? Nah.
Is that you?
Nah.
You wrong. They were decorated
They
dudes.
was decorated dudes, acting like they real, but they faking up the truth. Medals on their chest, but they never paid the dues. I see through the lies, yeah, I know the real news. Is this Higgins? Nah, man, you wrong, you wrong. Trying to test the kid, but I've been too strong. Came from the south where we hustle all night. No fake love here, gotta keep the game tight. You talking like you know me, but you really just guessing. See me on the rise, now they stressing, confessing. Boston on my back, and we moving like a legend. You wrong, better watch when you stepping. You wrong, you
Let's
wrong.
go! They were decorated dudes.
They faking up the truth. Medals on their chest, but they never paid the dues. I see through the lies, yeah, I know the real news. Kevin called my phone asking, is this Higgins?
Is this Higgins?
Dude, must be something that you tripping. They was talking big, but the stories don't match. Said they run the city, but they never left the patch. I keep it 10 toes, I ain't playing with the clowns. Say they run the game, but they never been around. Moving in the down, but I shine when it count. You wrong, time to show them what's about. Yeah. Woo! Nah, man. You wrong. They was decorated dudes, but they ain't real. South Boston, stand up. Yeah. Nah, man.
Down from day one. Welcome to Death Row.
Man, we got a nice super chat coming in, 1999. It comes from our girl TG from SB Original OHP. They attacked him in the garage. He cracked his head on the step. They put him in the Ford. They waited and drove the Ford to the flagpole. Just as Lucky said he saw it, and they put him out there, and the sneaker falls off, in my opinion. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, TG from the original Old Harbor Projects, a.k.a. Mary Ellen.
30 in the morning right now.
And I think John's dead out front. I said, what the are you talking about, Jen? And I'm like, who? I didn't know.
You still didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what she was talking about, because why would John be out front of my house?
Go outside.
You know why John was in front of your house. Come on, man. This is a light interview, man. This is light. This is so light. There's no way Jen McCabe said pulling back at me, and she didn't go up to you and say, John and Karen's coming in here. And then when Jen's sitting there, if this didn't happen, you mean to tell me when Jen was sitting there the whole night, she never once said, hey, you know, John and Karen was out front and they drove away. They never came in. So where were you? It don't make sense. There's no way you could get around it, buddy. You're fucked. Big Bad Brian A., this was a mistake. This was your mistake. Where's your boy Higgins? Why weren't you and Higgins out in front of the courthouse, standing there like this? Where were you guys? John Jackson's on the lives. All his friends were. Where are you two? You two not being together, especially, I heard through the grapevine, Higgins used to send pictures to his girlie. Right, Higgs? Right? Kevin from South Boston, when you first met that chick, March of 2022, on Match.com, he was sending her pictures of you and her. I mean, you and Big Bad Brian A. with guns and shit. Right? You guys went out to eat over there in Mansfield or something like that, I forget. And you gave the chick the ATF coin. Am I lying? These people are hitting me up, man, out the woodwork. Jumping off bridges in Cape Cod and shit. Kevin from South Boston, he was rocking the chunk letters and shit with the open toes, man. Straight violation. You went from combat boots to chunk letters, man, with open toes. But you should get used to those shower shoes because you're going to need them. You're going to need them shower shoes. I ain't lying. These people are hitting me up. I tell them to leave me alone, Kevin from South Boston. Make a deal, my dude. Make a deal. Go ahead.
I got something to ask you. Do you think that this is the only way that Brian Albert can get get this something out to Brian?
I think the next thing he's going to do is he's going to try to flip it. And he's going to try, because look, they already went up in the house. They found that spot. Listen, Alan Jackson, man, was a DA, right? So he's an investigator. And he was out there in LA. He was rolling up the shooting scenes and all types of shit. He's a very sharp dude. Alessi, sharp. Yannetti, sharp. But Alan Jackson, Alessi, all of them are sharp. All of them are on a different level of intelligence, right? But Alan Jackson went in that house, right? And I'm sure they all did. And they're looking at a murder scene. That's no coincidence that shit's like that. That's where that shit went down. They're going to speak on it. You know, they got this civil suit and all that shit going on right now, so they can only say so much.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They got to still backpedal a little bit. But, I mean, it's looking like that might be the spot. Like you said, why did they do that? Why did they throw the paint on it? Explain that.
You know, with the garage pictures you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer that, you know, they were trying to you know, kind of like hide like a luminol test. Like if they were to spill that paint over a blood stain, instead of trying to wipe it up, you would see if you wiped up blood, especially on concrete, super porous, you're going to see those white marks. You're going to see something was cleaned. Especially if it was clean, you'd see that it was cleaned under that paint. I think what they did was they said, fuck, let's just dump this let's dump a 2 liter of paint right on top of it. So now if they ever came in with the luminol and they sprayed that fucking whole garage down and fucking flipped that black light on, man, you know? I mean, it's like if you, like the luminol, like going in the club and shit, if you had lint on your fucking shirt, shit picked right up on it and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's you're gonna see it. And they were trying to mask that shit. These pictures blow my mind, you know, because, you know, that's an open wall right there, you know. And if any blood or anything was up there, that shit would have went underneath that wood, underneath the sheetrock. You know, that right there looks like a mask, like a cover up. Something went down. You know, it was like that theory, like we said. Like, you know, some people said,
I'm not a.
Go ahead, bro.
Some people said, you know, I could hear it in the chat, and, you know, just my own observation. If we're saying that this shit went down right in the fucking garage,
it makes sense.
It makes sense, but also it would make sense. Like, remember, you got the steps up and down the stairs. You know, John could have went in the house and ran down the fucking stairs, and they were like, he's like, yo, man, you got anything to drink? And then John runs back up the stairs, goes in the fridge that might have been inside that garage. That might put him in the garage, you know, with the steps being included. And then, yeah, something might have popped off in there. Maybe he went in there and Higgins was in there getting a drink too. Some shit popped off.
What up, Bless Mama?
You know,
someone says the cover up is sloppy and not effective. But what would be the reason? And Kev got a reason why it would look sloppy like that. Go ahead, talk to him again. You break it down. So let me ask you this: was it better for them to make it sloppy? You're saying?
Exactly. And then and you got 2 detectives in there, man. You got an ATF agent and you got a fucking, a veteran cop. Let's get that clear. A veteran
Sergeant
veteran
detective.
cop. Yep.
So it's kind of like, let's make it sloppy on purpose. So it's like, nah, that's not it, but it is it. Because if we turn around and clean it, they'll peep where they're gonna find out. They're gonna see where it's cleaned anyway. But let's make it dirty, because the more dirty we make it, they can't get through it. Like you said, the light won't penetrate. If we clean it and do it, they might be able to get through it. You're saying they might be able to find something.
If they were to try to clean that shit the fuck up and then pour the paint on top of it, the luminol would have picked up on whatever they tried smearing and cleaning. You follow what I'm saying?
Hold on a minute, my man just broke it down. It's dirty for a fucking reason.
This is it. This is life, the one you get. So go and have a ball.
I mean, Kev is on fire. That's why he's on the J.F.K. show.
This is it. This is it. This is life.
God damn.
The one you get. So go and have a ball.
Say that shit one more time, Kev.
We're talking, we're breaking down these garage photos and shit. And, in my eyes, what they did was they poured paint over the crime scene to cover it up, because if they tried to clean that blood up and then spill the paint to say, oh, it was this paint over there, the luminol would have picked up on them cleaning up the fucking original fucking issue. You know what I'm saying? The luminol would have picked up on all the smear marks. Wax on, wax on. You would have smeared that shit all over that.
And who are we dealing with?
We're dealing with 2 fucking agents, two police officers. AKA fucking decorated dudes. You got a veteran cop and you got an ATF agent.
I gotta take him up to 39,000, Kev.
Let's do it.
Down from day one. Welcome to Death Row.
Like we always do about this time.
Down from day one. Welcome to Death Row.
Like we always do about this.
Why dig up the basement, though? Great question.
I got a fucking answer for that, too. I got an answer for that. They wanted to jump. This shit went down in that house. Now, shit, I've had friends that have fucking been raided in a house and they moved the fuck out because that shit just taints it. You fucking live that shit. Your family lives that shit every day. Them dudes, this bad shit went down in that motherfucking house, and they want it out. Now that place had issues beforehand with the bathroom down there. And anybody knows, if most basements don't have a bathroom. All right? Because you got to eject that shit up. Drains work from above ground. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if in a place like that, they most likely had a septic system. Not a lot of fucking street lights out there and shit. So they probably had a septic system. Now, that shit works off gravity. You got a bathroom in the basement. You need to eject that shit out of there. A lot of work. that place flooded a few times. And if there was an issue in the garage that they didn't want people looking at, and they wanted to bail on that house, they most likely had to jack up that floor and fix that shit.
Why though?
Because the bathroom had issues, and
But I'm saying, so what you're saying, the bathroom had blood in it? Like,
no,
what was...
issues prior, like backing up.
But why'd you say if they had issues with the garage, they had to do something in the basement? Why would they have to do that?
They would want the focus on the basement. Go ahead, test the basement. Go ahead, get down there with your fucking luminol. There ain't nothing happened down there.
So it was a cut. So they did that shit on purpose.
They did that shit on purpose to fucking all eyes off the garage. I mean, shit. This is second trial. We're now seeing pictures of the fucking garage door.
That's very possible. And once again, like you said, you're dealing with two detectives.
You know, and plus shit. You know, I mean, they sold the house. They fucking bailed. If nothing happened there, that fucking house has been in that family for fucking 50 years. 45 years. I mean, come on. You know, you got he's got listen, he's got 6 fucking brothers. 6 brothers. Somebody would have wanted that house, bro.
Yep, you're right. Remember, Karen Reed got a piece of the floor and has it in cold storage, and Higgy said he saw a tall man's shadow, right? Yep. Amy Smith, what up? Question: why do you think they didn't just try to paint it so it looked the same rather than pour it? I mean, same effective, but not immediate attention to it.
What you mean, pouring the paint over? Pouring the paint, you get those drool marks. You know what I'm saying? You just get that natural effect, like, oh shit, it was a spill, nobody cleaned it up. Oh, I never even know. Hey, it's one of those, you know, oh shit, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was like that. They probably left the paint can sitting there.
I could see that though.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I could see that. I could see that. And because it's kind of like it's right in front of you, so like you're not even looking at it. You see the payout, that's nothing. I mean, like, honestly, if that's where the blood's at and that's where they couldn't like wipe it up and that's where all the DNA's at, you'll just put the can over it, make it look like it's a spill. They'll just walk right by it. They'll think it was some sloppy home care.
Yep.
Hope that answered your question, Amy Smith. Thank you for telling the truth. Thank you, Sally Port. Melissa, what up? Where is the insulation and drywall anyway? Who took that out before a paint spill? In sub-zero temp, you should have some drywall in garage, you know?
Because the fucking drywall will absorb its chalk. That shit, that's what I was saying. That paint, that blood would have went underneath the fucking 2x4s and everything.
So they took the drywall out.
They took the drywall out. They fucking took that shit out.
Yeah, because that shit would act like cotton and just suck it up.
Like a wick. Act like a wick. Draw that shit right the fuck up it.
God damn, Kev.
And that's what they do. They'll do anyways. They'll go into a fucking. They see a blood splatter on your ceiling. They're fucking. The dude's cutting it out with a razor blade. Fucking taking it with them. Fucking go home to your fucking house and fucking shit Swiss cheese.
Third Stage Navigator said garage that age usually has no drywall. What are you gonna say about that? You know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, see, go back to the picture. Throw that picture up. So the gray piece, right where his hand is, that's the foundation. You know, that's the foundation. And what they did is they fucking, you see those boards above it. That's framing. They framed it out. That was framed out on top of the foundation. So they look fairly new too, as well. They could have ripped that. They could have ripped all them boards out of there because the wood would act like a wick. You know what I'm saying? There's foundation. There's wood. His hand is behind.
Luminol could get through the paint, and Alan knows it.
What was that?
Luminol could get through the paint, and Alan knows it.
It would distort it. It would make it look like a different color.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to cover the whole shit.
Head wounds bleed a lot. They do. That's a fact. I mean, someone like Alan Jackson and that crew, back to what I was saying, is not going to take a picture of that with paint poured over it if they don't think there's something to that.
Well, see, listen.
Think about it. Like, you're not going to look at a spill and say, let's bring it into a court of a murder case and say, hey, what's this? Like, they got rats. They got people saying shit that making sense to that garage, man. Like, they know a lot more than we know, man. You know what I mean?
But listen,
and let me go ahead. Finish it.
No. Well, I mean, I want you to finish what you're saying, but I just want to highlight something. Like a couple of the chats, the couple of the ones you got highlighted, you know, this was done intentionally to be overlooked. Right. And that's what it seems to be that's happened. Alan might know it, but nobody tested that shit. And we're seeing these pictures after the trial.
Yeah, but they had them during the trial.
Exactly.
And they tried to get him in. They wouldn't let him in. She said, nope. Alan Jackson on the Howie Carr said that there was 49 objections, sustained objections. That's how many times she sustained his ass. He said he never seen nothing like it in his whole time.
In his whole career. It's just unheard of.
So let me ask you this. Let's get back into more of the video, then I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just
outside and investigate or take a look.
I'm not a Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just woken up out of a cold sleep.
Sorry, guys. That's the craziest answer ever, huh?
Piece it together.
I didn't understand what she was talking about because why would John be out front of my house?
Go outside and investigate or take a look.
I'm not a Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer.
That shit doesn't even make any sense, and he knows it.
Dude, you're a homeowner.
You're a homeowner, but your brother is a fucking Canton police officer. And you know all the Canton police officers. You just drove home from New York with a Canton police officer. And you're from Canton. That shit don't mean nothing. If a dude was out there stealing your car, you going to let him steal your car because you're a Boston police officer, not a Canton police officer? Is someone getting stabbed outside? You can't do... That don't even make any sense. What you're saying, that's just... You're nervous, bro. You're just, this is like, you're just, I can't even believe you said that. Like, I get what you're trying to say. Like, well, I can't investigate this and that. Come on, though, bro. You would have, especially if a Boston police officer was found dead in Canton and you're the homeowner, like Kev says.
Sir, I was just woken up out of a cold sleep.
A cold sleep. Of all the fucking wordplay you could use was a cold sleep. Hey, Brian A. I'm glad that you went on Nightline, bro.
Clown! You are a clown! A clown! You are a clown! A clown! You
from hanging out the night before. By the
Who were you hanging out the night before with? You was hanging out the night before with who? And tough big bad Brian A. You're Boston's finest, man. You're Hollywood big bad Brian A.
Time I came downstairs, the police were already in my house. John was already gone. There was nobody to save.
So, let's just listen to what he says here.
I would have taken a bullet for John O'Keefe because he was a fellow cop. That's the most ridiculous question that people always ask. It makes zero sense. What am I supposed to do? Run out front in my underwear and start running yellow tape?
It's been made about.
All right, so what am I supposed to do? Run outside and have yellow tape. So let's dissect that. So basically, two things could be happening here. So did you fuck up and say that you looked out the window and you seen them screaming and yelling, and you didn't come outside and help them, right? Or was it when they were outside? When was it you didn't see the yellow tape? And then, so you're admitting there was no yellow tape. So if there was no yellow tape, being a fucking detective, a sergeant police detective, you didn't mention to them to put yellow tape on your fucking lawn? I mean, for you, you didn't want no yellow tape, right? Because you're the homeowner, right?
Fuck.
You wanted that shit to be clean. All right, get them the fuck out of here. Throw them in there, man. Bring them to the hospital, and don't mention my name. He never came in the house. Wouldn't you tell them to put yellow tape if you seen? Because you just mentioned that. What am I supposed to run out there and put yellow tape? Why? Because there was no yellow tape, right? Or was it you seen them outside? Like, what was that, man? Like, what were you saying, man? That was like a slip up to me. That was a suspect comment. You wouldn't have said to the detectives, yo, you ain't gonna put some yellow tape. You ain't gonna. One of your comrades is down. And then when okay, let's just say you didn't notice it right then and there. But then they leave and you look and there's no yellow tape. You're not gonna go out there and go check out the crime scene? You're not going to make a call to your brother Kevin and be like, yo, Kevin, man, what the fuck kind of shit is Canton doing? They didn't even put no crime tape up. Like, what's going on? Poor John, he died. Then, you know what I mean? What happened? Someone killed him.
Dude, they were screaming. They were screaming in front of his fucking house.
Screaming.
I mean, doesn't he have a daughter?
Yeah, he has a daughter. He has a son. He has a fucking dog.
Bro.
And he has a wife. And they all were there.
Yeah, but I mean, if you heard a woman screaming out in front of your house and you had a daughter.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you think it was your daughter?
Why wouldn't you think it was one of your own people out there in trouble?
But he says he didn't hear it. He was making love to his wife. His door was open. Now keep in mind, this is where the shit even gets crazier, John Jackson. If you're watching, you too, Higgins. You're an ATF agent. You dress up like a Hell's Angel. You put the nice band on. You throw the 81 shirt on. Sin City Cycles. You buy yourself a fucking Holly. You got the tattoos, the whole shit. You tell these guys in the club, hey, I can get guns. They need them, right? Because, you know, You know, they got beef with other biker clubs. They go to places that are surrounded by, you know, different states, different gun lights, the whole shit. Here you are fronting. You're a Hell's Angel 1 week. Disclaimer, I don't mean literally a Hell's Angel. I'm just using, that's the most popular bike club. So I'm using that as an example. So we'll just say a bike club because I don't want to ruffle no feathers with the HAs. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. I'm just saying, this guy Higgins, he would dress up like a biker and try to invade a club such as the Hells Angels and lock you guys up. Then he'd slick back his hair, throw on a suit, and act like he's a fucking, I don't know what this guy does, but that's his job. So you mean to tell me he walked outside, Kevin from South Boston, he didn't look to the left, look to the right before he jumped in his car, look in front of him, and didn't notice John on the lawn? He just walked outside, no problem. And this guy, Big Bad Brian A, was on the fugitive task force, and his door happened to be wide open in the morning, and his dog didn't bark, and he's not mad at his fucking dog. Why you got a German Shepherd for? So you mean to tell me you keep your door open? So you keep your door open? Yeah, I keep my door open. Okay, because you got the dog. And your dog's going to get anybody that comes at that door, right? Alert you. So you keep your door open all you want. You kind of want your door open at that point. You want someone to come in because you're Big Bad Brian A. The dog goes bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay. And you come down with 245s and blow someone's face off, right? But not your dog, though. Chloe don't bark.
Right.
What is it, Big Bad Brian A? Have you figured it out yet? You went on the news, bro. You went on Nightline. Are you ready for these questions?
Yeah.
Or are you going to turn around now? Are they going to turn around now and they're going to blame it all on Higgins and say he was in cahoots with Karen? Is that going to be the new spin? That Karen and Higgins both did this shit? I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
I'm surprised that wasn't a question that was asked. Like, what about the interaction?
Hold on, I'm rolling.
Sipping on gin and juice.
God damn, Kevin Kev.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
God damn, Kevin Kev, you got me wide open, dude. Disclaimer. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, it just blows my fucking mind. You know? That he's fucking, you know, no one ever asked on these interviews, like, what their thoughts were, like, geez, you know, like, were you aware that they were talking? I mean, I'd like to see him fucking stumble upon that. You know what I'm saying? How he would answer that this time around. You're right. They might fucking throw a spin on it, like, geez, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, that doesn't make him look any good or blah, 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 but, you know, touch base on that.
Get some shout out. Joanne McDonald.
What's Higgins gonna say? Oh, I left. So that just leaves it all at your crib. I left.
Sarah Clancy, what up, girl? Melanie Gore, what up? Bless Mama from Texas up in here. Ashley's up in here. Sushi's up in here. Lisa Davey. Sue, all my long gamers are up in here tonight. Classic Clippy, what up? If you're not a long gamer, hit that subscribe button, that like button. DB, what's going on? Mad P, TF Fun, Auto, what up? I'm Shop 777, what up, man? E-Pags, my girl, E-Pags. Lisa, what up, girl? BA doesn't have jurisdiction of his own front lawn. Come on now, guilty as fuck.
Right.
Melissa Hendricks, what up? Mad P, what up? Timothy Chapman, what up? Cuzzo right. Cuzco right. DB, Jesse, XXX, Deanna, trying to get you all up in here. Cynthia, I see you screaming daisies. What up? Ashley, what up? Wait, what? You guys all up in here. Lovely, what's going on, girl? Lovely got some questions. Lovely says, Luminol would react and glow to bleach too. I do hope they use some blue star and hopefully we'll get some answers. Lovely knows her shit. Mad P.
Shit.
Boston Skipper. Janice, what up? Sally Port says, great show. Thank you so much, man. We're here for you guys. Thanks for staying with us, man. We're rocking out. Lisa Davy, once again, she's always in the house. Yes. Lisa Davy, man, she was telling us too last live. She's like, listen, they did a live, JFK. These fucks did a live. Me and you, I couldn't believe it, Lisa. I'm like, no way. And my main thing was it old or was it new? I thought they did the same thing Proctor did. They did a little interview like a month ago, and they aired it, they aired it now. But then they did this like that day.
Yes.
So you get in the real-time reaction and the nervousness because they felt like they had to make a statement. They felt like, like Big Bad Brian, they said, we got to do this now. Because if we don't, we're going to look guilty. We got to do this now. And little did he know, we were going to be up and we were going to be going over this.
That Google search that morning, was it at 6 a.m. or was it at 6:27 a.m.? How long to die in the cold?
Look at the way he
What's
looks
your
at
answer?
her.
She asked me to do it at outside.
Look at that face. You see that? You see the way Big Bad Brian
They made
looked
about
at
that
her?
Google search that morning. Was it at 6 a.m. or was it at 6:27 a.m.? How long to die in the cold? What's your answer?
Look at this lady.
She asked me to do it at.
She asked you to do it? My guess. Innocent people don't destroy their phones the day before the subpoenas come down. Absolutely, my guess.
That's right, Mike.
Look at the way he looked at Jen McKay. I mean, Jen, you're the reason why this shit got, like, he is so mad at you.
Yep.
If he crashes out, he might take you out first.
You fucked up. She fucked up. So I mean, her and her husband, they were too jumpy with everything. They were too fucking phone happy.
Not one time on that message did you guys ever say on these group texts, wow, John's poor kids, John's poor
Bleeds
mother.
out, it will end. If she
You guys
fights it, it will be an episode.
Oh my God.
She? I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed. She liked the text about yes. Bleeds out, it will end. If she fights it, it will be.
If she pleads out, it will. Isn't that enough right there? This is at 4:00 on 1/29/2022. That's what, 7 hours later? 8 hours later? After John died at what? He died, I think, at 8 a.m. or something. So that's like 7 hours later. If she pleads out.
An episode.
Oh my God.
She?
Oh my
I'm assuming
God.
that would be
How
Miss
crazy
Reed.
is this?
She liked the text about yes. Bleeds out, it will end. If she fights it, it will.
If she pleads out, it will end.
Be an
If she
episode.
fights it, oh my God.
She? I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed. She liked the text about yes.
If she fights it, it will be an episode. Well, you're on Nightline, Jen McKay. Congratulations. Big Bad Brian A is looking at you like he wants to kill you. He's a scary looking dude. I'm going to tell you right now, man. I mean, and that look is like a look of like, you fucking idiot. Yo, that look
Right?
is like the way he side eyes.
Like he's telling her, you better watch your fucking mouth.
You're on Nightline the night she got found not guilty, so it will be an episode. Well, guess what? The episode's over. It's all eyes on the 34 Fairview crew. And we ain't going nowhere because you guys are still trying to paint a narrative that she beat the system and it was systematic. No. It was that it was problematic. and not systematic, or maybe whatever how you want to word it. But the point is, you guys got a lot of questions. You guys open the door for interviews, and we want to know. What do you think he's looking at her like for?
She, the Google searches and shit. Her husband. He puts the fear of God into Maddie through her. Telling you. He's the ringleader, man. It happened on his shit. It happened in his house.
Outside of Fairview at 6:20, whatever it was. Doesn't matter how much.
6:20 or whatever it was, or whatever it was. 6:20 or whatever it was.
I say about it, people will.
And what are we smiling? Look at it. Look at us.
Look at her sister.
They look fucking thrilled, huh?
Exactly. Like this dumb bitch used her phone that whole morning. She Googled that shit at 2:00 in the morning. And like probably said,
will not believe it.
Go ahead.
Nah, just take a look at this picture. Just look at these fucks. Damn, Chris A, it looks like you've been fucking hanging in your pizza shop, huh? Eating 2 cheese pizzas to your face. God damn, bro. Are them baby blue Vans you got on, bro?
God damn. Those stretchy pants?
Yo.
Fuck.
What's up?
Yo,
with
we
these
can't make this shit up, man. We seen all this shit unfolded and put out for the world to see.
The group also hoping to clear
There she is!
up rumors regarding the Albert's dog, Chloe, who had been rehomed after.
That's the real Chloe right there?
God damn. Hi, girl.
The incident. The defense claimed the dog.
Oh, my God, man. And people say these ain't dog bites. Once you see the dog and then you see this, I mean, shit. You can just feel the energy of that.
Right?
Come on, John Jackson. TG said, luminol, that Ford Edge, for real.
Yeah.
Thank you, TG, again. Mad P with the super sticker, $10. Thank you so much. Come on, man.
Was involved in O'Keefe's death.
Those wounds were inflicted as the result of a dog attack. Those marks are from teeth.
They've known for 2 years where Chloe is. The state
So who gives a fuck?
shared it with the town. We grew up and we didn't do anything wrong. We all contributed to our town. We love our town.
Oh, we love our town. Fucking cartoon characters. This is your life now, man. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Fuck is wrong with you guys, man? Fuck your town. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. LG, thank you for that purple chip, man. I appreciate you, my dude. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot, bro. Keeps the plane rocking for sure. Thank you, sir. Look at him singing the fucking blues, man.
Go anywhere.
So now he's driving home from New York with Big Bad Brian A. Big Bad Brian A.
Of a dog attack. Those marks are from teeth.
They've known for 2 years where Chloe is. The state shared it with
The
them.
town we grew up in, we didn't do anything wrong. We all contributed to our town. We love our town. Why should we have to go anywhere?
So now he's driving home from
This is from our live podcast, and we was having a little chant. Everybody in the chat knows the guy by Big Bad Brian A. Look at this guy's face.
with Big Bad Brian A. Big Bad Brian A.
God damn.
Fucking James, he was fucking. God damn, Mr. Jackson.
Look at the board in back of us, Big Bad Brian A. We had all the suspects on the board, and we're going to do another one real soon. How many people in the chat? We got 493 people in the chat. When we do the next live podcast, how many of y'all coming out to see us? Put your ones up if you're coming out to see us again. Put your ones up if you're coming out to see us, because we had fun last time.
Big Bad Brian A. Goddamn Big Bad Brian A. He's coming home from New York.
Yes. Appreciate that. Becky G, for sure. Making changes is coming through. Yes. I love to, but I'm in Texas. Sarah Clancy. Thank you, Sarah. Melissa. That's awesome, man. Yeah, we're going to get this together, sure. Probably going to shoot. Might do a cookout.
That'd be a nice thing.
But then we got to worry about the weather. I hate that part of it.
Yeah, it's always fucking.
But we did it tonight, boy. We did it. 499 people in the chat. We went through some shit.
Yep.
We know that Karen, she said this at the beginning when she walked out, she said,
no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have.
No one fought harder for John O'Keefe than I have.
I have, and my team.
And my team. Yes.
Your own insight. I mean, you're a free woman now. You're not bound by anything.
Oh, no. As long as Michael Morrissey's in power, no.
You gotta give it up. Sorry.
You gotta give it up.
That's the Turtle Boy guy, right? The guy that was blogging about the whole thing. He's become this whole thing is quite a scene. These people showing up every day. Stand by with us.
Welcome to the JFK live stream. James Jackson, Kevy Kev 781. Karen Reed is free. Justice for John O'Keefe. The real killers are still on the street. Let's take it up to 39,000 feet. Disclaimer.
Phone lines are open. You want to talk to Kevy Kev, JFK, taking a couple phone calls. It's 2 a.m. There's 491 people up in here. Let's hear what anybody got to say. Your feelings on the interview, your feelings on Karen Reed. Let's hear it, man. It's a late flight, but yo, man, we got 491 people rocking, son.
Damn,
crazy.
We're here.
Yeah, we here. Talk to us. This is your chat, people. This is your phone call. Take it away. Where we at? Like to hear from you. See who the night owls are. Who's burning the midnight oil with the boys.
God damn.
You know what I mean? Because Kevy Kev be hitting me up all the time. Like, man, come on, let's jump on a red eye.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, all right, the 777 is rocking. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know, take a couple of phone calls.
We love the phone calls.
Tracy. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Tracy, what up?
What's going on? What did I miss? What's the event?
Oh, the event. We didn't get the event yet. We talking about next time around. We did one in Lynn the last time. You didn't come out to it.
Yeah, I know. I remember I Venmoed for a few tickets.
Yeah, appreciate
you got
that.
It. Right?
Yeah, appreciate
Yep.
that.
And I was on the live stream.
Hold on 1 second,
yeah,
TG. Hold on 1 second, TG. Hold on 1 second.
Hello?
Call from. They hung up. A restricted just hung up. Hello?
No, quick. So anyway,
I just got two back-to-back restricteds, and they hung up.
Oh boy!
Right? Oh, so the fuckery begins. Ooh!
There we go. Higgins checking in.
I think he might be, man.
You fucking
out
there?
You, man.
Yeah. There'll definitely be a sequel, I think. This is like been so. This is like a serious with Juror though. Like these last 2 days, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, you showed some good content live. You know when you were there. It's good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to sleep. Long day, long. You know, and
Thank you, TG. I appreciate
prayers
you.
for a friend of mine. She took her life today.
Oh.
I'm just I'm kind of jacked up. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
How old was she?
Anyway, so 49.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Just yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she
I don't
was
want to
young.
be like that, but I'm kind of all over the place.
That's all right.
It's been a long day. But God bless you, and
Well, listen, get some
keep doing what
sleep.
you're doing.
Get some sleep. Close your
Yep.
eyes. Think about some good thoughts, man. Put on some put on some comforting TV or something, some Seinfeld or something. You know what I mean? Something that comforts you. Don't be watching no crazy
Yeah.
shit and have some nightmares.
No. This was good. I turned the TV on. I didn't, and it's good. Now I'm tired. So
That's
all
good.
right. But listen, I won't keep you. I know there's people probably wanting to chat with you, and speak to you soon. All right.
All right, TG. Thank you so much, girl. Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Good night. Good night.
Prayers to TG, man, her friend. Prayers, you know what I mean? Lord, Father God, please look over TG's friend. She did the unthinkable, but she was hurt. She was hurting, Lord. Please look over her. God bless TG. Man, it's tough, man.
From Tiffany. To accept.
What up, Tiffany? What's happening?
How'd you know it was me?
Because you said Tiffany.
How are you guys?
How you doing?
I'm joking. Doing good. I can't sleep.
You can't sleep?
I was getting ready to go to sleep, and then I watched Melanie and a few of them, and then I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I saw you guys on. So I said I need to watch it. But I watched the interview with you guys. And the part with Jen McCabe and Big Brian A. Number one, right? They said in the trial how Jen keeps it calm. When they pulled up, if she ran into the bedroom and him like, what do you mean? She didn't act calm outside.
No.
Wait till they took John, and then all of a sudden she's running in his room like a maniac.
Right.
They're crazy. And another thing I've been on my mind for a few days is the garage. Okay, I think, this is just my opinion, I think if it was just Brian Higgins and John O'Keefe, I don't think this family would be so involved. No one's going to change my mind. That they lured him in the garage. When he got out of Karen's car, the Subaru is up the Suburban. Those trucks are so high with no lights. He could have made it to that door without those other guys seeing. And I think him and Higgins might have had words yelling, and Colin sucker punched him. And that is the only reason this family, they've been hiding him from the beginning. They're too invested. That family would not be this invested if it was just Higgins.
And that's another person. That's three people that were missing. Julie was missing. Kerry was missing. No, that's four people. Julie, Kerry, Higgins, and Colin. Four people missing.
And I can hear it now. Big Brian A said to Higgins, "You fucking started this shit. You clean it up and keep my nephew out of it, or I'll kill you." I can just. They're too protective of Colin from the beginning. The judge, everyone hiding him all of a sudden. Julie wanted to buy the gift. He's the one who gave the sucker punch. You can tell he's a punk. And I don't think anyone lured like, let's get you onto the house so we can kill him.
Nah, they didn't lure him over there, but they started a fight with him there, and by doing that, he wanted the smoke.
Yeah, and then another thing I noticed when I was watching some of it, when Gallagher took the pictures of the driveway in the morning, Brian Jr.'s car was missing.
Right.
What's his name? The daughter's boyfriend. What was his name? The one who couldn't tell time?
Tristan.
Tristan never came to pick her up. She took Brian's car with the dog home. Because I ran it by two other people that are close to it, and they said they looked at the picture and said his car wasn't there. But Colin's the one who gave the sucker punch. Because I can picture a punk like that, and he went back and hit his head.
Indeed.
Because they're too invested.
So what do you feel about the interview?
Oh my God. All four of them had to look at Brian before, let's get Uncle Brian's approval. Make sure we answer it right. And his wife, this is just my opinion, she is so petrified of him. She looks like a scared, I don't know, and that's why Julie wasn't there tonight. She can't face the camera. She knows what her son did. And I don't know. I hope he can drop something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Seeing something with those garage pictures, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, them garage pictures.
Just listening to Alan on the phone, and then listen to Alessi today and Yannetti. Something, they can't tell us everything. They have something.
Yeah, I agree.
But I honestly believe that Colin's involved, because that family, if it was Higgins in the garage, if it was Higgins and just John,
I'll tell you this though.
His family.
Hold on a second, Tiffany. Hold on a second.
I think she's right about one thing. I think fucking Higgins.
Hold on a second.
Is afraid of fucking
from
big bad
Mike
Brian.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Hello?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Hold for 1 second, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tiffany, you want to wrap this up?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, so whatever I want?
Yeah, just say whatever in closing, girl.
All right, so that's John DePietro. My kid's a Spanish too.
Yeah.
Okay, I am upset. Extremely upset. 2025, and he's on TV acting like that.
Insane.
If I find out, and I don't care if this is on air, if I find out the next court date he's at, I'm going down there, and I'm going to approach him face to face and have a few words with him. That's a disgrace. And as far as these jurors too, what the other side is doing to them.
Yep.
But they can arrest Turtle Boy for harassment.
Yeah, right.
Bettero put a thing on X, and he attached it to the state police.
Dope.
But I believe what Kev said. They're just venting because they can't handle the truth came out. But anyway.
Well, Tiffany, I'm going to go on with the next phone call. I appreciate your call as always, and we'll talk again soon. All right, girl?
Okay, have a good night, guys.
All right, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Yo, I think Kevin from South Boston, man, he's afraid of Brian.
Yeah. You're live with J.F.K. Who's this?
What's up, J.F.K? This is Mike S. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? What you want to talk about? Where you calling from anyway?
I'm calling from Millis, Massachusetts.
Millis,
Norfolk County.
Oh, so you out there, man. What's up, Mike S? What you want to talk about?
Man, I was out there on Wednesday when that verdict came down, and I couldn't have been more elated. But beyond that, I was watching the interviews with the Alberts, and I wanted to point out, like, look, innocent people don't destroy their cell phones. They don't, repeat like butt dials and all that.
Right.
There's something to be said, and you could see in Brian Albert's eyes when he looked at Jennifer McCabe when it came to the 227 Google search that it wasn't all on the up and up.
Right.
Yeah, they're shook.
Yeah, that interview seemed a little crazy, a little sketchy, huh? They seemed like they was real nervous, huh?
I would have to agree, man. It was very defensive. It wasn't on the up and up.
Nope, absolutely not, for sure. For sure. So, what was the feeling like that when you got the not guilty down there with the crowd screaming and yelling? Was that quite the experience or what?
It was an experience, man. Everyone was elated. There was a lot of hugs to be said, like Dennis Sweeney, all those boots on the ground that have been out there for us for months and months and months, or years and years and years, to be honest. They were out there standing out. There was a lot of hugs and just jubilation. So we appreciate them for standing out there for so long for Karen Reed, and it was just a moment in time, if you will. You know what I mean? You're a part of history.
Yeah.
To be down there.
For sure. Well, hey, my man, I appreciate the phone call. I appreciate you checking in, my brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your part in the Karen Reed movement. We do appreciate you, and we look forward to, there's a lot more work to be done. Like I said, I'm from Lewis. I'm in Norfolk County. There's a lot more work to be done with Sandra Birchmore, for Enrique as well. So we have a lot of work to be done. So we'll be standing out. I hope you'll be there with us.
Absolutely, brother, man. Peace and love.
Likewise. Thank you, brother.
Peace.
Great call.
Call from
LG.
To accept, press 1.
LG, what up? You there?
Hello there, JFK.
What's up, LG? What's up, LG? How you feeling?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It was a wonderful celebration. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep up the good work regarding the pivot.
That's right.
You got in the pivot. I love it. I love it. And you're feeling the same. You're feeling the same thing I'm feeling. I'm feeling like the more and more that they keep that these people are going on these, they opened up the door like right off the bat. Like they kept the algorithm. They swung it right in the direction we needed to go. So now it's like, all right, you guys went on a platform. Go on another one and another one. That was a light interview. Let's get a little deeper.
You've got a great intuition for this. What's going on with this? I mean, you made a statement the other evening about it's open season now.
Yep.
You can say anything you want about these people now.
Yeah, they ain't fucking witnesses no more.
No, they get the brass balls to go out there and try to put a front up. they're trying to pull now Karen Reed's own strategy of standing up, but it's not working because they don't come off as authentic. They're just a bunch of clowns.
No.
Yep.
Because it just
all they are.
Because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense no matter how you look at it.
Exactly.
It just everything they're gonna say. There's nothing they could do. I mean, because it's like, where have you guys been for 3 years? For one, right?
Yep.
And then it's like, then it just, you go to the simplest forms, like, of the whole thing. Now you break them apart, like Big Bad Brian A. Like, there's no way you could get him on a live stream like this and like me talking to him without him getting caught up. That edit that they did over there. They did that. They stayed in a neutral position
It
on
was a
it.
pussy interview.
Yeah.
It was nothing, man.
It was a
softball interview. It's all
exactly.
it
was soft. It was a real soft interview.
Yeah.
So it's like, what happens when when you got someone like Billy Bush or, what I mean, the big dogs start coming at him, and they are. I'm sure they're already reaching out. They're like, what? They did an interview. We want them now. What are they gonna do? Now it's time to talk because. And then what happens when Karen, Karen did an interview the other day and she said, she doesn't want to say who the murderers are. I mean, I think she said enough. But what happens when she figures out what's what with her? I talked to Nan the other day on this live, and she told me that the civil suit is not going to be as serious as people think because the insurance companies from the car or whatever it might be, whatever will pay them out, and that's what she does. So she's saying that it's not going to be as not as hard as everybody's thinking. So as soon as as soon as she starts getting, figuring that out, like what direction that's going, and she could speak more, and that might be a year from now, whatever. Though that's not that long. Then what? Then what? When Karen could get on a platform and say, "Hey, you know what? Fuck Brian Albert." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What then? What then? You know what I mean?
It's interesting. There are people already following Karen around and taking pictures and so forth.
It's so crazy.
I was looking at Fox News website, and they had several pictures of Karen taking trash out.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Close-up telephoto lens, of her throwing stuff away. Yeah, what's the point of that? I don't get it.
They said that. Well, they put the video. They put the video up, and they said that she's getting back to regular life, like she's taking trash out. Like, come on.
Yeah, but does that make her safe? Ask him that.
Well,
yeah,
that's for sure.
And that's another thing. That's what I was going to ask you, Kevy Kev. Kevy Kev just said he jumped in. I'll tell you what he said. It's funny that you say that, Kevy Kev, because when I said I was getting to the interview, I wanted to ask you that. So I'll ask with LG on the phone, and I'll have LG answer, and then you can answer after LG hangs up, and we could talk about it. So let me put it on LG. Based on what you said, what's the point of that? Do you think Karen Reed is safe?
It would look really sus if something happened to her. It would be very stupid of those people, but I'll tell you what, I don't think they're beyond trying anything. But one thing's for sure. Wow. J.F.K. and Kevy Kev. What Canton needs is more clowns.
Yeah.
More clowns.
Yeah.
It was good talking to you guys.
My brother LG, man, you take care. Appreciate you, brother.
Peace to you guys. Take care.
Peace and love, man. LG, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so the restricted phone call, I got two restricted back-to-backs, and I just got one when LG was on. And they hung up fast. So whoever's trying to call restricted, right? What do you think, Kevy Kev?
Call back if you got a restricted number.
What do you think, Kevy Kev, about her being safe? Do you think she's safe?
Well, I mean, she's been through all this, and she wants to, live a normal life, or she's going to try to, which is going to be a little hard, I think, because of, let's call it the paparazzi,
Yeah.
If they're out there taking pictures of her, it doesn't might not necessarily be somebody in that circle, but what if somebody else in this world has been hurt by a drunk driver? What if somebody else?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, safe, not just safe from these people. I'm talking about, like you said, like a fucking weirdo that's been watching this and says, "Hey, if I do something to Karen Reed, here comes that no caller ID."
All right, get him
Call from.
Call back.
To accept, press 1. To send a...
You're live with J.F.K. and Kev.
Hi.
What's up? Who's this?
It's CC. I'm wondering what's up with you guys.
Oh, it's CC. You the one that's calling restricted. Did you call restricted earlier?
I don't know. Is that what I have the number as?
Yeah, God. I don't know if it was you earlier though. I know
I've been trying to get through. I've been trying to get through since you first opened the phone.
So CC, Karen Reed is free.
I know. I had to go to the eye doctor to get a injection in my eyeball that day.
Oh, God.
And my appointment wasn't until like late in the afternoon, and it was a good hour and a half drive from here. But they had the false verdict first, and then they finally come out with the other, and I was like having to go, but I was able to see it. And I had to get out the door. Since then, I had been back that night. I think it was Thursday. I got the injection. And I've been trying to catch up on how everybody is doing and see what's going on. And now my computer went wacko, so I got something rigged up here that's working temporarily. And I've been trying to talk to my sons about it. Well, my son's been in touch with me, us trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So I may have to mail it to him and let him work on it and then send it back. But my daughter happened to have a laptop that I hooked up. So I saw your show when James was at the Seaport with Dan. Was that Thursday night or?
Yep.
I saw that show.
Yep.
Is he still just partying out there with them?
He might be. Crazy bastard.
It sounded like they're trying to have a good time. Yeah, so I managed to see that, but and then was it last night?
No, I wasn't live last night.
I saw Ronco last night, I think, interviewing Yannetti and Alessi.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was a good show, They are super. Those men are really top notch, good guys, And then you're watching these people on these talk shows. What was the girl's name? Kate. I don't know. Turtle Boy calls her Crusty Panties.
Yep.
Kate Peter. Yeah. Okay. I remember she was saying a long time ago, nobody's speaking up because everybody's signed contracts.
Yeah, she said that on my show.
I know. And she said it everywhere all the time. And because I think she wound up meandering her way to get on Brother Council's show, poor thing. But I think he had both her and Kevin Plevin, whatever his name is. But so what is this what the contracts were? Them coming out right after the verdict to go on these talk shows?
Nah, no. That's no contract.
I hope they say things that's just gonna sink their ship.
Indeed.
as it is, a lot of the stuff they're saying is kind of sus in the way they're looking and, all that stuff. I mean, like, Nicole, she seems to be, and she always has, the last time when she was on the stand, she's stressing and she's sad.
Yep.
And I don't think she's sad because people have been saying stuff. I think she's sad because of whatever went down. And families involved some kind of way.
Yep.
I don't know.
So how you feeling? Karen's free. You feel better now?
I was so nervous. That's why I wasn't walking out the door, even though we had to drive for an hour and a half to go to the doctor. I had, standing here, it's like, okay, they got to say it any minute now. And I didn't want to miss it. But I didn't get to see all the hoopla and all that and all the aftermath. I got to hear the crowd in the courtroom when they announced it. But how they did after that, showing all the crowd and waiting for everybody to walk out. Did you see all that stuff?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You watched all that?
Crazy, right?
I emailed Turtle Boy because I would love to know. Because on his show, he was talking about, what should you do? Should he walk out with them all, or should he go out before them? And all that stuff. And I think he even put a poll up, but I didn't answer because I felt like, hey, bud, that's your choice. Do what you want to do. And when I got back that night, I couldn't hardly see because my left eye was killing me. But I kind of could see and I could hear it. And I'm hearing boo. And I look at it, the pee-pee walking down the steps. And I cracked up. And then right behind him comes Turtle Boy with his hands all up, making a love sign, and people just cheering to the top of their lungs. And I just wondered if he knew, or he kind of planned he would walk out after DePietro. DePietro.
Right.
I heard other people called him that. Oh, that guy's sickening.
DePietro, yeah.
He deserves every one of them boos. And especially after that morning, because he had backed into that woman from Texas truck and busted her taillight. So I was like, you go boots on the ground, give it to him.
Yep.
So sick of watching him. I can't believe court TV. I mean, you're right calling Vinny out. But, I don't know if Vinny has a say in any of that. I think whoever's the producers of the show, pick who the guest is going to be or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was nervous. I was very nervous. And I'm so happy for her. And I was so concerned because the last jury, I just didn't know if they were going to get what was the most important things. Yes, number one, there was no collision, period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the injuries that he had did not come from falling back and just hitting his head on the back of the ground. Nope. That was not the only injuries he had.
Nope.
However, I was so pleased with Dr. Papasato is her name, I think.
Yeah.
She was awesome. She was so freaking awesome. And she covered it all. And Dr. Wolf was the neurosurgeon that they called because they wanted him to back their story that what killed him was falling and hit in the back of his head. That is not all that killed him. Dr. Stonebridge explained about the inside herniating and freezing and going down and herniating in the brainstem.
Mm-hmm.
And it cut off his heart and his breathing.
Right.
And yes, he had the gash in the back of his head. He could have had a coup contra coup. I don't know for sure if that was the case. but he definitely had damage in his right lobe, his left lobe, and his 2 frontal lobes. And if it was a coup contra coup, it goes 180 degrees exactly from where you hit it in the back of your head to the opposite side of the head. Okay, well, I'd have been maybe to the left. Okay?
Right.
But what damaged the right lobe? What damaged, maybe some went to the front, but not both frontal lobes. But Dr. Lapisato, I got to give credit to Jackson.
She was on point.
Not only Alan Jackson, okay? Freaking Bev. When Scotty Bella was on the stand and Alessi was crossing her, and he kept trying to talk about what he started to talk about Dr. Stonebridge and find out from Dr. Scortidello what was her findings and stuff and everything.
Right.
And Hank is objection, sustain. And then he goes to sidebar. Comes back, no more talk of Dr. Stonebridge. They purposely did not call her. That's one of the biggest witnesses that's missing that, I thought that motion was about, the missing witnesses, would have been her. Because even though the prosecution called her, her testimony was favorable to the defense. And that's why the defense didn't cross-examine her.
Right.
Everything she said was true. It was in the reports that she examined the brain. She cut and sliced the brain. She did full reports. Even Dr. Russell read those reports. And Dr. Lapisato got them. Now, Jackson gets up there and he's trying to argue to get some of the pictures that Dr. Stonebridge took of that herniation of the brain. He had several pictures he was trying to get in. And that wasn't letting in. And then she said she finally agreed to one picture if you crossed it a certain way. Well, of course, we don't get to see that. They don't show the medical gory pictures to us. The jury sees it. Okay? So I was very pleased at that because the picture they chose when Dr. Lapisato was describing it, it was a description of how the brain was how it was herniating. And what was herniating was what Dr. Stonebridge testified to. But she included in her testimony Dr. Wolf not disagreeing with the prosecution's finding, but saying, yes, it could have been coup contra coup. But then she brought up about the brain. She testified about that photo, explained it to him. That photo was one taken by Dr. Stonebridge, the neuropathologist. And then she also talked well about Dr. Scortidello. Now, I'm going to tell you what, if you go watch that testimony of when Scortidello is being cross-examined by Alessi, and they trying to talk about Stonebridge, and Hank and Bev are doing this objection, not letting him ask the questions. And she's like back and forth with her eyes, looking at Hank, looking at Bev, looking at Hank, looking at Bev, real sus, like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why can't they ask me these questions? And I was cracking up just looking at her, giving them the side eyes. And so when he come back after that sidebar and they couldn't talk about it anymore, and they had to change the subject, and he got back on the subject about, were his injuries, consistent with being hit by an automobile. She didn't stutter. She very proudly said no. And I examined him all where he should have been injured if he was hit by a car, all from his hips down. But she didn't go into great detail. But Dr. Russell sure got that great detail in and explained how that Dr. Scorty Bello opened up and examined all the tendons, everything. Found zero injuries that would have been consistent if it had been hit by a car. And then here comes Dr. Lapisato, and she wraps it all up and sums it all up and talks about them all and what their findings all were. And I think if she would have said something to try to impeach the neurosurgeon that the prosecution called, Dr. Wolf, that maybe the jury might have thought, she might have been sus, but I think her
So you
bringing it
happy?
all together.
So you happy?
I am very happy.
That's good. And with that being said, right, sweetheart, I appreciate it, Cece. And you know how we love your phone calls and we love your passion. But we're gonna be here. We're gonna be sticking around. So make sure you call back. And I'm sure more interviews are gonna be coming up with these fools and different type of conversations and things like that. So stay in touch.
I wish somebody would interview Dr. Russell and Dr. Lapisato. I think that would be awesome to see those two being interviewed by somebody. Because Dr. Russell said she wished she would have seen her report, and would have had it. Because Hank was like, "Have you talked to her?" And she goes, "No, but I wish I would have," But
that's good. Maybe I'll work on something like that. We never know.
I think that would be awesome. It sounds like you're working on another meetup too, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do something like that soon. Probably like towards the end of July, the end of next
Well,
month.
it was a thrill seeing you down there when you were with the boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And with Mike and and I just appreciate everything. I've been watching you, when I could, and appreciate everything y'all have done. And
we here,
but
we ain't going nowhere. We'll catch you next phone call, okay, sweetie?
Alrighty.
All right, Cece, you get some sleep, all right, girl?
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Cece, ladies and gentlemen, great phone call. Very passionate, very passionate. She was all about the injuries, man, from the jump, from the rip, from the start. She really wasn't. She was just all about there was no collision. There's no way he got hit by that truck based on the injuries, based on the other Dr. Stonebridge, who she was a huge advocate for months and months. J.F.K, you need to talk about her. And then the new doctor came in, what's her name? Lepiscato, whatever how you say her name is, who was basically her mixed into, she was like a hybrid of them all. She was like a Russell, this one, that one. She put it all together. She put all the pieces together. And here we have it. Here we have it. Not guilty, Karen Reed is free.
Yep.
And this guy's on national TV and he's crying.
Your speech.
No, it ain't, buddy. Look at this guy.
Professional for a
It's tough, isn't it, buddy?
Tough.
You remember that video I sent you earlier today? Did you ever check that out?
Which one, brother?
I sent you a clip. I think it might have been from Channel 10.
Oh, what's that?
Short clip. I sent it in your messenger, or no, a regular phone.
A short clip?
Yeah.
I know you sent me the thing of the You mean I have answers to jury 3? That one? Nah, I don't think you sent me. You sent me the picture of your
No, it must be on Messenger. Go to Facebook Messenger. It says YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see it. Oh, this guy, yeah. I got that. That's Johnny Jackson said it was disrespectful, disgusting.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah, it was like outside the gathering or some shit. They must have had a gathering. That was
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, hey, I think we did a good show tonight.
Definitely.
It was, we got it in, man. I appreciate everybody's time. Everybody stayed with us. We had over 400 people tonight. Consistent. I think we maxed out right over 500 people. Late late to 2:41 in the morning. Can't believe you guys are still with us. But listen, man, we appreciate you. And Karen Reed is free. And we'll see you guys next flight. Make sure you subscribe. This ain't the end. We're just getting started. Peace and
Bleeds
love.
out, it will end. If she fights it, it will be an episode.
Oh my Who's she?
I'm assuming that would be Miss Reed.
And the second thing I want to say,
Peace and love, y'all.
and the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have, and my team.
I mean, you're a free woman now. You're not bound by anything.
Oh, no. As long as Michael Morrissey's in power, no.
You gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. Sorry.
That's the Turtle Boy guy, right? The guy that was blogging about the whole thing. He's become this whole thing is quite a scene. These people showing up every day. Stand by with us.
Welcome to the J.F.K. live stream. James Jackson, Kev 781. Karen Reed is free. Justice for John O'Keefe. The real killers are still on the street. Let's take it up to 39,000 feet. Disclaimer. Subscribe. Hit them like buttons. Long gamer. Let's go.
Fuckery Donuts is now open.